What if the unit sergeant major took a guy out back this building right now and shot him? What would you do? And I was like, it's none of my business. And that's why I had on the, like, it's none of your business. I'm like, I'm sure he has good reason. Yeah, first off, don't think I just cakewalk through it like John Wayne in some movie. I was on the worst team ever. I thought it was brilliant. I thought every minute was priceless. I killed so many my first day. Like, I just stopped counting after that. Like hundreds of people.
Really?
It's amazing. And once they kind of told me, like, they're like, hey, we want you to go out alone and find this guy. I didn't know I could say no. I didn't know other guys said no because it was too dangerous. I look at it this way. We're all going to die, like, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to let it ruin my day. So cheers to you.
Yeah. We all have the same fate.
Cups up.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, it's both an honor and a pleasure to welcome my next guest to the podcast. He's known as the Sheriff of Baghdad. He's a retired sergeant major from the U.S. Army with over 20 years of special operations experience. He served in a number of capacities, one deployment out of his 9 with the Green Berets and the remaining with the ever-popular Delta Force. He's well known for his tactical expertise and has extensive experience in high-stakes operations worldwide. After his military career, he founded S.O.B Tactical, which is the Sheriff of Baghdad Tactical, a training company that provides tactical instruction, firearms training, and leadership development. They focus on practical, real-world training for military, law enforcement, and civilian clients. The company's philosophy emphasizes efficiency, effectiveness, and mindset, drawing heavily from McPhee's extensive operational experience. They offer various courses, including firearms training, tactical medicine, and combat mindset development. I am curious why they call you Shrek, which we'll get into. Ladies and gentlemen, John Shrek McPhee.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
Thank you for coming. I know you travel all the fucking time, and we've had this scheduled for a while. Geographically, you were here in the area in Waco. Can you talk about real quick what you were doing there?
Yeah, I was one of the guest speakers at the NRA show convention. I talked about the pie chart and how the pie chart's bullshit or junk science, whatever term I used at the time is probably pretty good. And then I was teaching some small classes in Waco, and then boom, popped into you guys this morning.
Yeah, awesome. I appreciate you carving out the time. What's the last full book that you've read?
Oh, are you kidding me? What did I just finish, man? I just fucking devour books. Like, yeah. I don't even know, man. I do so many like leadership stuff. I think I just did Jim Quick. You know Jim Quick? Mm-hmm. A buddy of mine, he's a New York City Jits guy. I think they roll but he said, hey, check this out. It's a book called Limitless, and it's like one of them leadership booky things. Yeah. But I devour books. I love books of all kinds, especially like I'm on the road. I do the Audible. Yeah. I may not like read so good, God damn it. You know what I mean? But hey, I listen, like when I listen at like 2.5. Yeah. I listen to fast. So
it's a micro machine speed.
Yeah. Yeah. I listen. So I hear you. You know, I'm a listener. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. Do you ever do fiction, or is it all nonfiction?
The Wargate book guys, they do the Star Wars stuff. They hit me up a while ago. I do stuff with them. They're great dudes. I did one of their like Star Wars books. Yeah. Because they're like the guys who do that, I guess. I don't really understand it. They're super cool dudes. They do cool shit. But I listened to one of their Star Wars books, and it was pretty cool. Like, I do some fiction, but like it's got to be fast paced, man. Yeah. Or really history is what I'm into more than anything.
Yeah, no, I'm tracking. I actually don't do a ton of reading other than stuff for the show, but. I mean, I do some nonfiction and what have you, but for some reason I can't get into fucking Audible, man. Like I have to read it. I don't know why, but
save my life, man. Send me them books. Send me them free credits, Prime. You know what I mean? I got shit to listen to.
Yeah. What's something you wish you were better at?
Wish I was better at? Man, there's so many things I wish I was better at. Like, I think I should be learning something every day, right? So, okay, something I wish I was better at, swords and sticks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like stick fighting, knife
Yeah,
fighting?
fuck yeah, man. Like, give a dude a broomstick,
Full samurai?
he'll run a prison, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I'd like to maybe learn how to do swords at some time in my life, and why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I'd like to do, by the way. Yeah.
The broomstick comment reminds me of Coming to America when Eddie Murphy grabs the broom at McDowell's and fucks that dude up with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking
There you
good.
go. See, it's
That's all you
useful.
need, yeah.
We've seen it on TV.
Don't bring a broomstick to a gunfight. Wait,
That's
what?
right.
Yeah. If time travel were possible, where would you go and why? Where and when? And
Time travel, man. Okay, I'd hit D-Day for sure.
would you jump in on that?
Fuck, well, how many times do I get to time travel?
I mean, you tell me.
I'd jump. I'd hit the beach. Like, what else we got?
You'd
You
do
know what
all
I
of it?
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd
You
hit
want in on it.
D-Day.
Yeah.
I'd hit D-Day.
Anything from a historical, like, 1,000+ years, either in the past or even in the future?
1,000 years.
I mean, you can go in any time you want.
I'd do some crusade shit.
Yeah.
I'm in on that. You know, the Templars. Let's go. Give me some armor. Hey, see, look, I told you I should have been better at swords.
It would pay
Look,
off.
I need to work on my skills. So when this is real, like, hey, I'm in on the first crusade. I'll defend Jerusalem. You know
All
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah. Maybe shit would be different now if you'd been
I don't
there,
know. You don't know.
So it's only one way to find out. Do you have a favorite quote?
Do I have a favorite quote? Man, we have a T-shirt that says "True strength is standing when everyone expects you to fall."
I dig it. Is that from somebody or somewhere, or is that your own?
Fuck, I could have made that up. I don't fucking know. I mean, I could have ripped it off. You know how life is. You know what I mean? Like, I said it a few times as a T-shirt because I talk a lot of shit.
Maybe I heard it somewhere. Maybe I didn't.
There you go with your trademark attorneys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have a primary EDC pistol, like one that you carry the most?
I do. I got technically it's a Palmetto like mini dagger. It's a Glock 48 size little gun, and a Glock 48 are my two carries. That's what I carry the most.
Is the 48 over the 43 just because the frame is a little bigger hand size-wise?
No, the 48, yes, 10 rounds. I got double XL hands.
Yeah.
Little guns are like dead to me. You know, I get like 2 fingers on.
Yeah.
So that's why I do the 48 because it has the longer grip for my hand.
Do you trick it out at all, or is it pretty total stock?
It's going in evidence, baby. You could have that thing bone stock.
Yeah.
I'll walk away and I'm going to pick up another one for $250. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shameless plug for these guys.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, there's a fairly hefty debate, and it seems like the guys who are the best shooters I know tend to prefer nothing on their gun and want it like completely fucking stock. Can you talk about that a little bit?
It's going to end up in evidence, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to, excuse me, why bring your barbecue gun?
Yeah.
When after the trial, even if you're innocent,
You're not getting it back.
it might get cut up. You know what I mean? So I'm off. No, don't get me wrong. I love beautiful guns. I love cartel guns. I just love guns.
Yeah.
I'm just carrying it stock. And I look at it this way, like, if you train a little bit, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, typically, it seems like the guns with all the accessories, it kind of reminds me of like the MILF soccer mom with the Stanley Cup with the fucking shit all over it. You know, it's like at a point, it's like, dude, it's not even a gun anymore. It's like some weird fucking Star Wars thing.
I think the mindset is you buy the gear to compensate for skill.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's with everything, right? Motorcycles, golf clubs, fucking you name it. Guys, real quick, I've recently launched Patreon for the all-inclusive mic drop experience. This goes above and beyond just ad-free. Yes, you are getting ad-free episodes, but you're getting before and after bonus footage of myself and the guest in studio, in many instances outside of the studio, doing jiu-jitsu, dog stuff, car, motorcycle, recovery, fitness, lifestyle, all kinds of different things. All the different things that I have going on are included in that Patreon page. We're releasing content multiple times a day, every single day. And I want to offer that to you guys. Just go to my Patreon page. The link is in every description or any platform that I'm on, and come enjoy that experience with me. That content is for you guys. It's what you want to see. It's about you. It's about what world you want to peek into in terms of all the different things that I have my hands in, and we're bringing that to you guys just for you. And I want to take one quick second to just say thank you to everybody who already has signed up. Without your support, we couldn't do what we do for you. So thank you to you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in there. What are the two key components for canine success? That's effective training and proper nutrition. Fueled by Team Dog brings those two components to your family and best friend. The perfect nutritional balance that results in a higher mental acuity, energy, overall vitality, and even an improved appearance. Every product you will find in my company's store was born from the battlefield and not from the boardroom. Let my life's work help you become your dog's hero. Do you have a morning routine? You travel a lot. Like, do you try to stick to a certain protocol?
Yeah, I'm crushing it. I do the 30-30-30, right? 30 grams of protein, 30 minutes of cardio before I start my day.
Yeah. Is it the same cardio every time?
Okay, I consider cardio jujitsu also.
Yeah, for sure. So yes.
But hiking, walking.
Yeah.
I run a little bit. I think I need to run. More. I hate even saying that because
it sucks.
No, just for my cardio for jujitsu. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't want to at all. But I just feel like it'd be the only way to kind of up. I walk, I hike a lot. You know what I mean? So
I think bang for your buck, especially if you're on the road, jumping rope is going to trump
jumping rope.
Yeah.
Where's this come from? What's this magic?
Fucking boxing.
You jump rope.
Sometimes.
You fucking Rocky in that shit or what? You got abs in there?
It's more Apollo Creed than Rocky. But,
okay.
And I do have abs. They're in there.
They're in there. Okay.
They're somewhere in there. I do. I mean, you don't have to go anywhere. Like, you can step right outside your van and jump rope. And the word is, now granted, this is what they say, which is that jumping rope is like a 3-to-1 ratio over running, unless you're fucking sprinting. But if it's just a jog, like jumping rope, you're going to burn or get 3 times the amount per minute or whatever. But,
that might be legit. This might be legit.
Yeah.
I might try it. You don't know. You know what I mean?
You don't know until
anytime I get to shake them ass cheeks a little bit, it's got to firm them up, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it can't not.
Let's do that. Like, I'm all for that. Yeah. I'm going to check that out.
Does jerking off count as cardio for you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So 30 minutes is no problem.
Yeah, man. Especially when you don't like yourself. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
You slap it around a little
bit. Yeah. Don't be nice.
Yeah. Beat it like it owes you money, John.
A lot of money.
A lot of fucking money. Like loan shark money.
Serious.
Where are you originally from?
Chicago. Yep.
When was the last time you were back there?
Oh man, I was back there in April.
Really? Is it the shithole that it gets portrayed as now?
Oh man, I don't never get off the highway when I go through there. My brother's like, man, were you gonna check out the old neighborhood? No, man. I don't need to be shot through the liver while using the left turn lane. You know what I mean? No.
Where is the old neighborhood?
I'm Southside guy.
Really?
Yeah.
So the not so great part.
Yeah. It's where all the steel mills were before they all shut down. You know what I mean?
So what years were you there growing up?
Oh, 70s.
70s. Did you had siblings? You have a brother, right?
Yeah.
Just one brother?
Yeah, one brother. Brother.
And what did your parents do? Did your dad work in the steel mill?
So everyone worked in a steel mill till they kind of closed, and then they kind of all had to find other jobs. My stepdad was a truck driver.
Yeah. Did you? Okay. So growing up there, did you play sports, or how would you characterize your childhood growing up south side of Chicago? Dicey.
As good as it could have been. I'm trying to be positive, you know.
I mean, you can just call it how you see it.
Yeah, my parents were young. They drank. They were truck drivers. You know what I mean? it wasn't dreamy by any means. I was thinking the other day, like when I was little, like a lot of my friends' parents just let me stay at their houses.
Yeah.
And I think like now that I'm like older and seeing little kids, like I think they just felt sorry for me and my brother. You know what I mean? Like
for more than a night or two?
Oh yeah. Like people just let us stay. Yeah.
Like for weeks at a time. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Did you play any sports growing up?
Baseball. Generally baseball. Yeah. And then like prior to high school, beginning of high school, I hit wrestling camps, a lot of them.
Oh, okay. Did you wrestle in high school?
A little bit.
Were there any significant events in your childhood that were super impactful, like that are something you think about often, or that really shaped who you are and kind of what you became?
Yeah, man. I used to get beat up every day, man. You know what I mean? Like, so, like dicey's great words for it. Yeah, man. Like, look, it sucked. You know what I mean? The fucking 70s. Like, you can't convince me the world's a worse place than where I fucking grew up. Yeah. Having said that, it is what it is, right? Like, what are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, because the argument can always be made, and I think should always be made, like you wouldn't be where you're at today had you not had that happen.
No, so very true, right? I look at it this way: we're all gonna die, like, you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. Yeah. So cheers to you.
We all have the same fate.
Cups up.
Yeah. Was there a pivotal moment or a catalyst that made you decide that you wanted to join the military, and if so, when was it?
Man, I think my whole family was veterans, and I knew one day I would join. And I was almost 21, and I figured, fuck, it's time, man. Like, I was fixing trucks. I'll tell you the worst thing, my hands were like black and cut and dirty, and like you couldn't wash like the grime off, you know what I mean? And I would always think like, yo, no chick is going to want me to stick my hand down her pants, man. I got to get a different job on this. You know what I mean? It's not a good look. You know what I mean? So, hey, long story short, my whole family was veterans, and then boom, I just kind of went. I was a late bloomer in the Army. You know what I mean?
So why did you join the military? I wanted cleaner hands to stick down women's pants.
Right?
There should be a T-shirt or something, right?
I need that. Yeah. Let's make that happen.
Maybe a new sticker. At a minimum, the army could pull that as a fucking recruiting campaign.
Hey.
Instead of putting chicks in dresses, for Christ's sake. All right, so you're 20. You decide fuck having my hands beat up, and you want to figure it out. Did you know when you joined, or even before, that you wanted to do special operations, or was that something that you were kind of introduced to? Like, did you know about them?
No.
So you're like, oh,
I seen Rambo.
Yeah.
You know, like when I was like, I don't know, younger.
Did you have I could fucking do that, or I want to do that, or was it more
like who didn't want to do that Rambo shit? They drew first blood, you know what I mean? Like fucking sold, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we played Army and shit. I guess probably like regular kids, you know?
Yeah.
No, I didn't have none of that, man. I just figured, man, I had to do something else, you know?
So what did you join as?
I joined to be a Ranger, Army Ranger.
Okay.
So actually, I went right into special operations and didn't even know it.
So like when you signed up to be a Ranger, you didn't even know what that was?
Man, I was getting drunk with this dude, Scott, who like got shot in Honduras or some sketchy fucking story I didn't understand. And he said he was a Ranger and they'd wake up and run 7 miles. And like I went to the recruiters the next day and was like, yo, where's this Ranger shit at? You know, and then the dudes were like, you want to be a Ranger, kid? You know, I think I had like a mullet too, because it was a fucking like 90, 89, whatever. And they're like, have you seen the video? I'm like, there's a video? That would be awesome. Can I see it? And I just kind of signed up, you know, and they made fun of me.
Yeah. Where did you go to boot camp at? Benning?
Benning, yeah.
Yeah. And so Benning, and then at that time, I assume that there wasn't RIP and RASP and all this other shit.
RIP. Yeah, I did RIP, yeah.
So you did RIP. How was that expectation versus reality?
Fuck. Motherfuck. Fuck.
Weren't ready for it?
Fuck. Are you kidding me, man? Like, look, look, man, you know what I'm saying? it was some fucking shit you never fucking seen before in your life. Like, you know, in basic training, you're running every day, and then you get to airborne school and you're like shuffling along, like, you know, singing your stupid songs. You know what I mean? And you get to rip and this motherfucker takes off and he's so fucking far away, so fucking fast. You're like, I ain't never gonna, and like, we got to run the airfield and follow this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And like, there was dudes keeping like 5-minute paces and like, you know, and then there was a dude when I was in RIP, like when you fucked up, you had to go see this guy and this was not fucking nice, man.
Yeah. So
and then he was in my squadron later, but like,
so it was a kick in the dick.
Oh, fucking.
And it was what, 3 weeks?
3 weeks then, man. But it was brutal. Like every day was brutal. And I went kind of spring and literally like you just be outside doing PT until someone needed an IV. And then that guy's gone. You know what I mean? Okay, we're going to teach you map reading. Wait, who just fucked that up? Did you just fuck that up? Push-ups. Oh, he needs an IV? Okay, back to map reading. What did you say? You're like, it was like 3 hours ago. I don't fucking remember the map. Like,
oh, it's a fucking
But
trip.
I will tell you what came out the other side was someone who fucking ain't gonna quit. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. So 3 weeks of RIP, and then did you go right to Ranger Battalion?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, first.
So you stick close by, go to Ranger Battalion. How long were you there before you went to Ranger School?
Oh, Ranger School? Man, my platoon, there was like an 18-month wait.
No
like,
shit. So you were a private cherry for 18 fucking months?
Yeah.
Just getting your skull stomped in or what?
Yeah. Every day, man. Every day.
Fucking 18 months.
Yeah.
Did you do any deployment trips in that 18 months?
Let's see. Oh, we jumped in Iraq in like fucking 90 or whatever it was. I broke my leg,
Shit.
Landed in a minefield, had a walk with broken bones, and then like, yeah.
All right. So before you went to Ranger School, you guys jumped into Iraq in 91. What can you walk us through that whole fucking thing?
Yeah, fucking shit show. But you know what I mean? Like from Jump Street, load airplane, like every one of them, like airborne songs, road paratroopers, 64. I don't even remember them, right? But like, it's the whole like if Google one of them paratrooper songs, people. You know what I mean? Like you could sing your own, but like it was just like that. Go to the airfield, load up ammo, frags, fucking. You know what I mean? Like, and then on the plane, fly forever, get sick from fucking refueling like everyone else, you know, police up puke bags, fucking stand up, hook up, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, so
literally.
So you guys were at Benning and the balloon went up and it was, hey, load all your shit.
Well, I was at Savannah, but.
Okay. So, I mean, from there then, like from the time that they said, hey, you guys are going until you actually jumped in, how long of a period was that?
Man, like you load 26 hours.
No shit.
Like, hey, I just said, load the airplane, get your shit, like wake up, throw up, so get your shit on, get the fuck out. Like,
from the United States straight over there.
Yeah.
What do you remember what your loadout was?
I was a fucking 203 gunner.
Oh, wow. So you were carrying a bag of golden eggs?
Fucking yes.
Yeah.
Dangled like a little fucking Christmas tree. You know what I mean?
All right, so you jump in, like from a frag order standpoint. What was the synopsis of what they said? You guys are jumping in, and this is what you're going to do.
Fuck, I don't remember. I never paid attention. Yo, you loaded me up.
Follow the guy.
You loaded me up with frags, man. I was just expecting someone to say right there, and I'm gonna like give it everything I've ever wanted to give. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I gave a fuck at the time, but. I think it was like SAM missiles or something crossing the border. I don't know, some Top Gunny fuck here. Insert some Top Gun answer, you know. There's sign widers, Maverick. I don't fucking know. I don't remember.
Yeah. So you jump in, you break your leg on.
Yeah, broke my leg.
Yeah. Was it just a bad, like a weird landing, or did you kind of half burn in, or what?
So 30 knot winds.
Oh shit.
In a fucking static line. Do you jump? Do you jump?
I mean, I have jumped.
Yeah, you static line or
Static
free
line.
fall or
Static.
both? Static?
Just static line,
Oh,
actually.
fucking 30 knot wind, man. That bitch opens like, you know, you're like falling out of the plane and like you're not level to the ground. You know what I mean? right? Like you stayed like that even when your parachute was open. It's kind of freaky. So I landed off the airfield in a minefield in this rubble, got my backpack, and then it kind of slammed me into the rubble, and it broke my shin and the front bone.
Wow. Were you completely by yourself? Like, were any of your other guys off?
Fuck, we were scattered like wild geese, baby. You know what I mean? We're everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Yeah. Fuck, man. So what, what did you do? Like, you broke it. Did you know you broke it right away?
No, man. Like, such a hard landing. It was kind of like, ugh. And then I had learned from the Brits, right? Like, wiggle your fingers. You know, because you can wiggle your fingers like your arms, probably not too bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wiggle your toes. And I was wiggling my toes, and there's a bunch of sand on my shin. So I got my 1-quart canteen out of my fucking LBE, and I dumped it on it. And then I seen a bunch of blood. So I did a side-by-side double pressure dressing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right there on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then walked through the minefield, and you could kind of see them. You know, spoiler alert, if the fucking wind blows the sand away, it's not like super, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, anyway, I walked in between them, had to jump a fence, and then I had to walk to the link up.
Yeah. Do you remember about how far it was?
Fucking airfield, man. I was off the airfield. So like, how long you think one of them bitches is?
I mean, probably a half mile. I don't know.
Right? Like something like that. Yeah.
So once you linked back up, then what?
I seen my first sergeant, and then I said, "Hey, I think I'm injured." And then he was like, "Well, let's see it. God damn it!" He's just a Mexican guy. So him and the medic looked like the medic cut the thing off, looked at it, was like, "Holy fuck!" He's like, "Who did the bandages?" I was like, "Me." And he was like, "Okay," and he threw me more shit. Said, "Patch your shit up." And I was like, "Okay." And then like later, I was on a truck.
And then that was it?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to make a road march like that. You know what I mean?
So it was fucking game over from that point.
But the 30-knot wind jump, like guys had like magazine pouches that were drug in half with the bullet still lodged in the magazine, just empty. Like, I can't tell you how wicked. There was like, had to be, 80 backboards. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it's Smitty from Bico.
Yeah. Jesus. Did you go straight home after that?
We were in Iraq for like a couple weeks, and then back to the States.
But, I mean, were you laid up that whole time because you're
yeah. I just kind of like sat on my cot the whole time. You know what I mean?
That sucks. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Black Buffalo products are intended for adults age 21 and older who are consumers of nicotine or tobacco. It's your good buddy Mike Ritland here with the Mike Drop Podcast. If you are an adult age 21 and older and use nicotine or tobacco, I want to tell you about an American-made success story and Black Buffalo's award-winning nicotine pouches. Black Buffalo's nicotine pouches are not owned by Big Tobacco. They're an independent company proudly built right here in the USA for 21 and over adult consumers. Black Buffalo was built by dippers with decades of smokeless tobacco use. They believed the market wanted a tobacco alternative nicotine product that offered the best of both worlds, bold flavor, full pouches. What are they made of? It's pretty simple. Cured edible green leaves, food-grade ingredients, and pharmaceutical-grade nicotine. Most importantly, there's no tobacco leaf or stem. Black Buffalo is all about the history and tradition of dip, but they understand the convenience and discretion modern-day consumers are looking for. Black Buffalo's nicotine pouches give you the versatility to consume discreetly, but still keep the ritual with flavors dippers love. Mint, straight, and wintergreen, all proudly made right here in the USA. So, if you're 21 and older, consume nicotine or tobacco, and want to join the Black Buffalo herd, head over to blackbuffalo.com to learn more. You can order nicotine pouches online, and they ship directly to most states. Or check out their store locator to purchase pouches at thousands of retail locations around the country. Black Buffalo Tobacco Alternative. Bold flavor, full pouches. Guys, as you know, I work with a number of different products. One that's easily the most near and dear to my heart from a cause standpoint and a personal relation standpoint is Bubs Naturals. The hat on the coffee table sitting right in front of me belonged to Glenn Doherty. It was a John Deere hat that I gave him. He had it when he tragically passed in Benghazi. And I was fortunate enough to get it back from one of the co-owners of Bud's. He sent it back to me to be able to keep. Bub's Naturals is a tribute to Glenn. He was one of everybody's, he was kind of that guy that was everybody's best friend. I met several people that considered him his best friend, and he was a guy that was impossible not to like, and just, caused happy waves that rippled through every community he was ever a part of. His nickname was Bub, and that's where Bub's Naturals comes from. But it's a lifestyle brand. It's inspired by Glenn. They give a ton to charity. They've donated over $200,000 to charitable causes since their inception in 2018. On Veterans Day, 100% of the proceeds go to the Glenn Doherty Memorial Foundation, which does phenomenal work helping active duty and children of lost active duty members go to college or scholarships that they've donated a ton, and they also are heavy into the recreation space of helping people do that, because that's what Bub was all about. They have collagen peptides, which I put into my morning routine every single morning, as well as the functional creamer / MCT oil that goes into it as well. They have hydrate or die electrolyte drink mixes, which are great for pre-workout, during workout, and post-workout to get all the added sodium, potassium, magnesium, etc. that's required when you deplete it. And they now have Bub's Brew, which is a specialty organic coffee that is also very, very good. It's USDA organic, fair trade. It's Whole30 approved, which is the first time that's happened. It's free of yeast, mold, and aflatoxins. Small lot roasted, guaranteed fresh, and it tastes great. Biggest thing is Bub's is a family company. The way that they started is, again, super close to my heart, with him being one of my closest friends for a long time. And I just can't say enough good things about that company, of the product that they put out, why they started, what they give back to veteran communities and the Glenn Doherty Memorial Foundation. And I encourage you to go to bubs.com, and now there's a landing page specifically for Mic Drop listeners. Just enter the code Mike, M-I-K-E, all caps, and you get 20% off your first purchase at bubsnaturals.com. So that's www.bubsnaturals.com/Mike. And you can check out the Mic Drop landing page and go support an amazing cause. As you guys know, sleep is a huge component to recovery and really all aspects in life, and it's something that a lot of us have struggled with, for a lot of our lives, frankly. As you know, I've been a big proponent of Beam, which is a hot cocoa that you drink before you go to sleep, and it's helped tremendously in terms of hours of sleep maintained, as well as the quality of sleep. Today, my listeners get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder, which is their science-backed hot cocoa for sleep, and it's got no added sugar. Better sleep has never tasted better. As you know, other sleep aids can cause next-day grogginess and just make you feel crappy, but Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, and apigenin, also melatonin, to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling refreshed. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/MicDrop, all caps, all one word, and use code MicDrop, all one word, all caps, at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/MicDrop and use code MicDrop for up to 40% off. Did the entire unit that you went over there with, did they get any good shit?
No, they didn't do shit. You know what I mean?
So you come back home, still haven't gone to Ranger School, right?
Nope. Yep. Private.
You go through Ranger School. How big of a kick in the nuts was that compared to what you were used to? Was it an even bigger step up?
Ranger School's fucking awesome. Are you kidding me? You fucking don't sleep. Look, Ranger School, I think I was already older. So, if you're 18, you're going to learn about you as a man. You know what I mean? Get out there, little fella, and buck up your inner little trooper. This is your time, right? Yo, I was fucking 21 from the fucking streets. You know what I mean? Like, yo, no one's beating me today. Like, this is fuck. I'll do whatever, right? Yeah. Like, and I loved it, man. I had a great time. I had some strategies to deal with the suck, but overall, like, I thought it was great. And really, what I learned was not about the patrolling and setting up fucking ambushes in Florida and you know what I mean, in the Palmetto fucking bushes. I think I'd learned more about, like, you know, what can I take? How long can I take it? You know what I mean? How long can you make good decisions for? No one can do it forever. What's the smart play here? Like, there's so much I learned about other shit that I would call like the core of a human being. You know what I mean? Like, somehow, more so than like, you know, powder your feet, men. We're going to road march. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the number one strategy that you brought with you to deal with the suck?
Oh, yeah. Quitting, man. Yeah. Like, if this sucks, right? And me and you are partners, I just fucking straight up, there's rules to this. Define your own rules. You know what I mean? People are weird today. I don't know what the fuck people do. But between me and my partner, we get like 1 quit a day each. And then like I'd grab you and I'd be like, I fucking quit. And you'd be looking at me and be like, okay, man, it's good to go. Okay, go back to your shit. So like we quit to each other. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know. And then sometimes it was funny. Sometimes like we both quit. You know what I mean? And now we got to talk each other down. So like, and it was more of a joke than anything, but like, I don't know. We kind of use it as a joke and motivation at the same time. You know what I mean?
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody doing that. That's good stuff. Do you remember about how much weight you lost?
Yeah, man. I probably went about, I don't know. I probably lost about 20, 25 pounds. Yeah. I was probably like maybe 200, 210. Probably got down to like 188, 185, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Wow. Was the low calorie diet a big factor for you?
Fuck no, man. Like, fucking starve me, bitch. I don't even give a fuck. Like,
What was the worst part of it?
The fucking sleep.
The sleep.
Yeah. I'll tell you here. I'll tell you, fucking, yo, people, listen up. Ranger School pro tip, right here. One time I went to go eat, right? But I went to eat and I fell asleep. I fell asleep with my shit on my lap. And someone stole my cookie. Hey, someone stole my cookie. And I learned real quick, you're not hungry. You can't eat when you can sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once I separated eating and sleeping, and like when I eat would be during the day, I rip something out, I eat it. If I even sat down, thought I was going to go to sleep, I knew I'd pass the fuck out. It was like everybody's gonna. Yeah. So pro tip is separate those two so someone don't come up while you're out and steal your cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to lose that cookie.
Yeah, no shit. Favorite MRE?
Ooh. I don't know, man.
They have so many weird fucking flavors now.
I know. Like, I'm not even sure, man. Yeah.
They kind of all taste the same. They make your piss all smell the same.
It's fucking garbage.
Notice that? It's like
garbage.
Yeah. All right, so you finished Ranger School. From then on, can you walk us through kind of the career path that ended you up at Delta?
Yeah, I was at Sergeant. I was in Ranger Battalion, and like the Sergeant Major we had at a time, like I would have just stayed in Ranger Battalion for as long as they let me. Like I loved my life. I loved living in the barracks. You know what I mean? Like my life was exciting. And then, like they would like, if you've been around too long, go to the big army, give the army some experience. Man, fuck the army. You know what I mean? Like I made it here, like, cause I wanted to make it here. And then like, they don't think like that all the time.
Yeah.
So like, I went to Special Forces selection before I ended up in fucking Korea on the DMZ, which for the record, no interest in any of that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, so, you went through the selection and then that ended you up in Korea?
Went to group. So I left Ranger Battalion, went to group.
Okay.
So I didn't end up like, cause guys were like, all of a sudden, like guys that were a little more senior than me, like they get orders for like Korea, and you're like, wait, you just got orders for Korea? Like, I got here like right after you. You know what I mean? I don't want to go to Korea. Like, I don't even care. I mean, I don't know nothing about Korea. No offense to Koreans and shit. You know what I mean? They're, you know what I'm saying? But I just didn't want to do that. Like,
So you went through Special Forces selection, or you? Okay. How was that compared to what you'd already been through?
Fucking stupid easy.
Really?
Yeah, ridiculous, man. Yeah.
It was a joke?
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah. So you make it through that, no problem. Was there anything about it challenging?
Yeah, there's some good shit in it. Like, first off, don't think I just cakewalk through it like fucking John Wayne in some fucking movie. I was on the worst team ever, bunch of fucking pussies, and like team week, you got to do all this shit together. I'm with these guys, couldn't carry themselves, let alone a fucking log. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the cadre just let us finish at fucking midnight as usual. You know what I mean? Like, so don't think like it was a cakewalk for me.
Yeah.
But like, the only thing I thought was hard about it is you'd come back to the barracks by like dark and you can't sleep.
Really?
You got to like fucking clean the barracks. And then like, so anyway, I liked the Special Forces selection. I liked that it was different. And if you were on a good team, you had some great fucking days.
Yeah.
And then like all the individual shit, like the final road march, like I was like, fucking, I came in like literally second. You know what I mean? Like everybody starts, everyone takes off, right? And I'm just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And then like literally a mile in, you got to cross like this fucking little river thing, and guys are like putting garbage bags over their feet and shit. I just fucking walked right through. I got in so early, the cadre's like, go take a shower. I was like, where is everybody? And he's like, the other guy's in the shower already. I was like, okay, yes, sir.
No shit.
Yeah.
How would you characterize your physical prowess, I guess, compared to all the guys at Ranger Battalion and in Ranger School, and then through the selection course? Like, would you say you were above average comparatively to them physically in most ways? Or
fuck no, man. I'm fucking dad bodding it since I was fucking a teenager, man. I'm slow. I'm fucking fat. Like, I'd say my style is that I just kind of outwork everybody till I get there. But man, everybody's like, and this is, you're going to ask me about the unit selection, but when you go there's dudes with like fucking ultra marathon t-shirts, you know what I mean? Like, I never even heard of one yet, you know what I mean? Like, and that dude's way fitter than I am, you know what I mean? Like, I just look at him and I'm a little fluid, you know? I'm just saying, like, there's guys like that out there, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying.
I mean, believe me, I know the SEAL teams, I think, have the highest concentration of
I mean, that's why you joined the Navy, right? Because you're a little fluid to begin with.
If we're being honest,
I would.
I mean, that's for sure.
I would.
That's for sure the driving factor.
Hey, you give me a couple abs and a good-looking man, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen.
Some hair product, who knows what's going to happen?
There's not a lot of good-looking Army guys, so
That's true.
You know,
I do. All right, so you go through that. How long were you toying with the Green Berets before you decided you wanted to join the unit?
10 months.
10 months. It's a pretty short stint, huh?
10 months I was gone.
What was that 10 months like?
Man, I went to El Salvador. We did some shit on some fucking base that these dudes got overrun. Like other 7th groups had died on this base. Like,
really?
Yeah. And
what did you guys do?
We taught like, I don't know, like PLDC, like, you know what that is? It used to be, Army used to call it like primary leadership development course. Like your entry into being an NCO, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and it was like land nav and shit, but it was pretty cool. Cause like one of the guys, we taught their special forces guys. One of the guys, like we're doing land nav and we're like literally in the mountains, jungle, fucking middle of nowhere, dirt roads. And like my counterpart is like, we haloed in towards the mountains, walked up to here, ambushed like 80 FLMN dudes. You're like, wait a minute, you did that right here? Like, like right here? And he's like, yeah, right here. Like, so it was kind of an eye opener, but I would say, Special Forces, the Green Berets in the 90s, like, it's kind of a crappy job.
Really?
Not the best.
What was the worst part of it?
Like budget, no ammo. No, it was a budget thing, like a total budget thing.
Yeah, I mean the SEAL teams were the same way. It was very
right,
bootstrapped.
Yeah. Well, what are your years?
I mean, I came in '96. So
90. Well, you know what that's like. Then.
Yeah, I mean, I spent several years prior to 9/11 in the Golden Cruise Box era. So yeah, I mean,
that wasn't really good years.
Yeah, I guess just thinking of the difference mission set wise between the SEALs and Green Berets as far as like the budget. I mean, I would have assumed, obviously it sounds like incorrectly, that there would have been more of a budget put towards the foreign internal defense, cross training mission with other
that's
countries.
all you do.
Yeah.
That's all you do. But like when you're back at Bragg, you don't do shit.
Yeah. But even with the FID missions, they weren't supporting them financially that well.
No, normally the FID missions were good.
Yeah.
It's when you came back to Bragg, it's like you don't do shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just sit in the team room and like then guys make up shit for you to do. Like
sweep the fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
Repaint the lines.
Yeah. Flip the rocks in front of the orderly room. Like the rocks get mold. Flip the Are you
do you hear what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, so you went to El Salvador. Where else in that 10 months?
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah. Oh, I trained them Mexicans too that became the cartel because they were disbanded while we were still training them.
Really?
Yeah, man. I did that too, the Mexican initiative. I had a great time with those guys. I think literally, no bullshit, I think I had like one of them drug guys without saying his name was was like bringing tequila from Mexico and we were throwing margaritas at my house as as a young guy, right? Like and then I seen his picture, like I seen a death photo in the news and I'm like, I know this guy. That guy used to party at my house. I'm like, who is this? And they're like, you don't know who that is? I'm like, I know this guy.
Yeah, I've hung out with that dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. During the trip between El Salvador and the Mexico trip, did anything dicey happen, or was it just just run of the mill shit?
Yeah.
So at what point in that 10-month period did you decide that you wanted to go to Delta?
Yeah, none.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did it happen?
Yeah. So when I was in the Q course, they kind of buddy everybody up. I'm sure they do this in the Navy, right? Like. They buddy us up. I'm kind of like, if you're not here today, I better be able to answer for you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Well, yeah. My buddy was a guy named Elvis from Mogadishu. And so we were buddies, right? So, okay, I get the group. I'm partying at his house one night. We're smoking cigars and drinking. And he gives me a fucking, he wrote on a corner of a piece of paper, like, I don't know, the field, it's a field on post, right? And then a time. And I'm like, and it's like fucking late, you know? And I'm like, the fuck is this? And he's like, you're going to take the PT test tomorrow. I'm like, fuck, I am. I'm fucked up. Like, fuck, I ain't taking no PT test. And he's like, look, he's like, all you have to do is pass the Army standard tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, tomorrow is today. And this is in a couple hours, right? I showed up, I went, I passed.
No shit.
Yeah, but I didn't really kind of have a clue, A, what I was getting into, or B, like I didn't really have any plans. Like, people always, that's what gets me about the internet today. People always think like, tell me your path. I didn't fucking have a path, man. A dude gave me a fucking phone number and told me go take a PT test. Like at this point, that's what I knew. Like.
Was he already in it at that point?
Yeah. He was already in one of the squadrons, yeah.
And he just wanted to bring you in and just didn't give you much of a heads up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how else you do it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, back then, I agree. Like, there just wasn't any information out there.
Right? Like, and then what did he need to say?
Yeah.
Here, go take the PT test tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, because the rest is on me. I mean, he doesn't have to, the unit doesn't do the, word of mouth or... Yeah. You got to fucking make it first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just that.
Yeah. I mean, from your perspective now, kind of looking back on it, are there any politics in that selection process in terms of, I know that guy or I don't know that guy? I mean, to
the
any
unit?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Like during that selection process?
Fuck no. There's fucking nothing, man.
Really?
Yeah.
It's completely face value.
Fucking, hey, you got to get in the door before we spend 1 second on your bitch ass.
Oh, but I mean, even going the other way, it's like, I fucking hate that dude. Fail him.
Hey,
Is there any?
No. Why waste the time when that dude ain't even got in the door?
Yeah. Okay.
You treat everyone fairly till then. You know what I mean?
That's pleasantly surprising to hear.
Yeah. I think the unit runs selection like very well, and I think it's really fucking fair, and I think it's cut and dry. But I would say this is, I realize this as a sergeant major, all the stories you hear are from the fucking losers. Because the fucking winners ain't telling you, because I had to go to work somewhere fucking else. You know what I mean? Like, so guess what? Your information from your buddy who lives in the condo down the street, bad info. You know what I mean? Anyway, so, I just think it kind of works like that sometimes.
Yeah. So what year is this?
What year did I go to unit selection?
Yeah.
96.
96. All right. So you go through it. Now I've had other unit members on before, and we've gone through the selection process, but I would like to at least go into it a little bit. I know that there's some things that you either don't want to share or won't or can't or whatever, but you know,
I did not have anal sex with anybody.
Does that sounds kind of
I just felt like that was going to be your first question.
It sounds a little rehearsed.
I mean, I don't know who you've been talking to, so I just wanted to take that off the table for all the viewers. There was not with me anyway. Like, I don't know what any other guys have said.
Do you know Tom Satterley?
Oh, yeah, I know Tom really well.
Yeah, so he's been on the show.
Yeah, like I said, no anal sex, Tom. I don't know what Tom did. Tom's story is Tom's story.
Well, everybody has their own story. But so I went pretty in-depth with him to what he was willing to share. But obviously, you know, that selection process is pretty infamous and just obviously highly regarded and pretty secretive. Even though guys have talked about it and there's a little bit of information, it's still pretty heavily guarded. What is your take on that overall? Do you think that's that it could be ruined if too many people talk too much about it, or do you think it doesn't matter?
It's a great question. I would say at the end of the day, people still gotta walk the fucking walk. Now, having said that, if you knew what the walk was, you could train for the walk, you could practice the walk, you could fake your own fucking walk. So I think it really goes both ways, but I will tell you this is, however that would work out, I think the best part of the selection process is I think the shrinks are never wrong.
Really?
Like, I mean, they've been doing it for 30 fucking years or whatever. I mean, and think of all the packets these guys are screening or whatever, man. I bet they're screening hundreds of thousands of packets just to find a fucking dozen good dudes. You know what I mean? Like, they're casting a big net. So I don't know if knowing it or not knowing it helps. I'm a not know guy. Don't tell me shit. Just point me in the right direction. Let me figure this out, or fucking not.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it really helps. I would say this is, I think it's the only secret, and I think it should be the only secret, right? Like, you got to get through the door. I shouldn't be telling you what the handshake is.
Yeah. So with that, obviously, I mean, that tells me that there's probably things that you won't answer about it. But can you talk about, at least from your perspective going through it, what it seemed like kind of mentally where you were at? Did certain parts of it fuck with you more than others? Can you, I guess, tell us about it to the extent with which you're comfortable or willing? Yeah,
man, I fucking loved it. It was great. Do your shit, move the fuck out smartly, man. Like, I thought it was brilliant. I thought every minute was fucking priceless. It sucked. I quit to myself a bunch of times. I quit. I grew my hair long. I was smoking dope on the beach. You know what I mean? Living that Fabio dream. Yeah. And then I get to the top of the hill and I start going down and I catch my breath and I'm like, it's not so bad. You know what I mean? Look, man, I fucking laughed. I cried. I fucking loved it. Look, they fucking write on the board, be out there at 8. Be out there at 8. God damn it. You know what I mean? This is like, it's the simplest fucking thing ever, man. I loved all of it. Like, and I know guys say it's a mind fuck or whatever, but like, be out there at 8.
Well, I think to a certain extent, like mind fuckery can only work if you let it. You know, I mean, like if you just don't let it fuck with you and you don't think about it, it's not going to fuck with you.
Right. Know? Like, so, yeah, I loved all of it, man. I thought it was great. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed finally doing a selection where they're letting like fucking hands off.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, it's totally up to you. Yeah, there's no influence.
Fucking get it. You know what I mean? Like, I love that.
Yeah. Do you remember how many students started in your class?
Fuck. Hundreds.
Really?
Like, it's a big fucking formation. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yeah. Like,
do you remember how many guys actually made it?
Yeah. Like, not in one fucking platoon worth of dudes. Like, 20, like less. I don't know, somewhere in there. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it went from like, do you guys do formations?
Oh yeah.
Like a company size formation, right? I was in a Ranger company for a long time. Like, you got your platoon, so many dudes, you know what I mean? Like, it went from like, I'd say like 100, maybe even more. Could have been 2 companies, 200 dudes to like 20. I don't know, less. I'll tell you this, like one tiny little portion of the barracks was like occupied when it was over.
Yeah. Well, so I guess with that, I mean, how much interaction is there compared to, say, being in Ranger school or in a Ranger battalion or Special Forces selection, et cetera? Is it very different as far as the interaction between students during the course? Like, is it much more individual?
Yeah, you don't interact with nobody.
At all.
Once you're on your own, you're on your own.
And how soon are you on your own, or do you mean like
you
per
do
day?
like the training? There's like, I don't even remember what it was. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
There's like so many days of training, and then from then on starts like the process. You know what I mean? So at some point, pretty early on, you're on your own.
Yeah. And so with that, I guess, were any of the guys that you went through that course with? I assume that the other guys that made it, like, you ended up working with them and became friends, or something, right? I mean,
yeah. Like, yeah, we were all. You go to a class, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's who you end up with, like, the whole time.
Yeah. Okay. I will take a quick second to just say, if you want kind of the process to the highest degree that I think any of you guys would be willing to talk about, watch Tom's episode, because we go pretty in depth with it. I won't. Go that far into it with you, just because I know, one, it was a long time ago, 2, we've already done it. But I'm curious from as the student going through it, with the kind of inability to understand or know what the expectation is, what the minimum standard is. Like, you don't know even what you're trying to accomplish. Basically, you're just going when they say go, and you stop when they say stop, and you don't know if it's good enough unless they say, it wasn't good enough, have a good one. Is that something that you thought about throughout that process much, or did you just say, fuck it, I'm just going to go, and did you worry about it?
No. I had when I was going, I had another guy who was, he was in one of the squadrons earlier. He was like now a senior, whatever, right? And he told me, he was like, hey, let me tell you something about selection. I was like, well, this guy went through and passed. Right. Yeah. I'm going to listen to what this guy says. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, if you pay attention really close, you'll know if you're good or not. And I'm like, okay. I mean, that seems like legit advice. You know what I mean? Like, it's not so specific that like it's never going to happen, or okay, kind of generic enough where I could kind of work with that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I couldn't tell shit, man. Like, you fucking walk, you're in a truck, you fucking sleep, you fucking walk. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't tell shit. So, man, but like, well, you're worried that you're not fast enough. You're worried you were too slow. What if, you made a bad decision today? If you're like, you're supposed to go this far on the map, and that takes all day. Like, yo, you should have went map sheets fucking over here. You know what I mean? So you get a sense of it. So yeah, I think it's like I worried about it, but yet at the same time, my philosophy is we're all gonna die. I'm not gonna let it ruin my day, kind of deal. Yeah. But it's fucking. It'll probably eat you up if you let it. I imagine. Oh,
I can absolutely imagine. From a pacing yourself standpoint, does that exist, or are you just like you have to pace yourself to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, everything is a mini risk assessment.
Yeah.
How do I get over this? How quick? Too slow? Go around. Too dangerous? Go the fuck around. You know what I mean? What the fuck are we doing? You know what I'm saying? It ain't like Bear Grylls jumping off I'm going to jump off this cliff, mate, hopped up on the cocaine, and I'm going to jump to this tree branch and lower myself down to the water. And it's like, why didn't we just... We got to just walk like 100 yards over there. Hey, there's like, we walk around, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, that's fucking great. While drinking his own piss and eating fucking beetles. During that course, did you have any close calls, whether it was injury wise or just anything? I mean, did anything?
Fuck yeah, tons, man. Tons. Blisters, twisted ankles, man. You got to deal with it all. But here's what I did. I made this little kit, like where if I had a blister, no matter, like learn where you get your blisters and how your boots fit. Make the fucking your little donuts and your little foot fucking shit. So like as soon as you feel pain, you fix that shit. As soon as your socks fucked up, I don't care. Fix it right now. Don't walk for 5 minutes. Don't fix it, right? And I would do that on the spot, man, and I was good to go pretty much the whole time.
To me, that's probably one of the best tips, I think, generally speaking, without giving somebody the playbook, is actually what you just said.
Really?
I think so.
Fucking pro tip, people. Pro tip.
That is a fucking pro tip if I've ever heard that. I mean, because it's, I think people do that a lot, where they'll just like, fuck it, I'll just power through it or whatever. But, it's like the pebble in the shoe. If you walk fucking 10 miles, like you're going to be crippled, so.
Right.
I guess two things. One, during the entire process, were there times where you had any idea what the expectation was, in, like as far as time limit, or you knew how far it was going to be? Like it was always a question mark, right?
Where are you going? Where are you coming from? Where are you going to? And you better be able to fucking tell them. And then they're going to give you another grid. And you're going to start to learn these grids. And you're going to go, fuck, man, that's 3 fucking map sheets over this motherfucker. You know what I mean? And you're like, and then you're like, get out your map sheets. I'm here. I'm going to here. And he's like, have a good one. If they tell you have a good one, your math is right. Get the fuck to stepping. You know what I mean?
Do you remember what the furthest you traveled in a day, ballpark?
No, I like fucking no clue. But there's like all day days, and there's like days till 2. You know what I mean? Like you kind of don't know. It's fucking mixed up. Yeah. But like the unit, they call it the 40 miler. Excuse me, is what the final road march is called, the 40 miler. So I just assume it's 40 miles. I ain't never checked, but I just assume it's 40 miles, and that's kind of the standard.
Yeah, with those the points and the some days are longer than others. Was it as big a disparity where like there would be 1 point in a day, and then some days there'd be 10? Like, is there that big of a disparity day to day?
Yo, how far is this point we're talking about? You know what I mean? Like
10 miles.
Hey, you get that 1 point in a day, and that's fucking a few map sheets over. Like this could take till dark right now, and you might only get one.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So it could be anything.
It could be anything. Like,
did you ever go back as an instructor?
I did not. I kind of like never. Several times could have. Several times I was in the rotation for it. And then when the war happened, like, as you just gone, just too busy.
Once you make it through, and then now you at least see behind the curtain a little bit. I assume that you worked with guys that had been instructors.
Everybody I know have been instructors, multiple. Yeah. There's no reason I was there's no reason I was leadership in a squadron and hadn't done it.
Yeah.
Other than it just luck.
So I guess from the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain standpoint, can you say if there is a very calculated, everybody's going to do this amount of distance or these amount of points, or is it very fluid, as you like to use? Is it kind of just, well, depends on our fucking mood?
Let me be a little clear about this. The Delta Force is measuring that shit to the nano motherfucking second and foot. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So there's no ambiguity with it.
The fuck no, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you it's like they say I think it was microseconds in my day. I said nanoseconds, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's extremely fucking measured. And
that's for everybody. So like, one student isn't going to walk more than another student.
I have no idea, but if he did, it would be very measured and timed and comparable, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
so the experience
nth degree shit, I'm saying.
Yeah.
However they do it.
So the experience from one guy to the next in terms of, we'll say, output, and degree of intestinal fortitude required to finish is going to be really fucking close to the same every student to every student. Yeah.
I'd also say there's motherfucking, I bet there's dudes failing by like tenths of a point too. Yeah. Like, they're doing the math on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, so, and having never taught it in that, I would say this, it is exactly fucking measured and weighed and like.
Yeah. Do you know if like standard wise throughout a day, like, is it calculated where they'll say, okay, we're going to have them do X number of miles or X number of points, and it has to be done in this amount of time, and if it's 1 fucking second over, they fail? Man, I would imagine there's some type of dirt formula, but fuck, I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would say give it your best. Like, fuck, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, because there's look, okay. The Army standard is like 15 minutes a mile. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Well, that would be like on a road march with like 40 pounds where you're hustling it on the pavement. You know what I mean? Like, could you go faster? Sure. Run, walk, right? However, 15 minutes a mile, Ranger standard. Man, going up a fucking mountain, you can't be doing that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, that's why I say it's all a mini risk assessment of all these big rocks or go around. Fuck, man. Yeah. The going around could be too much time. Like, I might, you know what I mean? So I would say it's all a dirt formula. What that is the secret, in my opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that makes good sense. But I would say this is like, real talk. I bet you there's dudes in the building with whoever got the numbers of like, you beat me by like 0.2 of a fucking second. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to know those numbers just so you'd be like, I did what? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, what were you? Oh, you know what I mean? Like, shit bag. But I would say this, the unit is probably measuring as many ways, as many possible, right? Because it's part of the selection course. Yeah. And if it's not apples to apples, what the fuck are we doing? You know? Right. Or what would they be doing? Yeah. Was there a most challenging aspect to it for you? For me, walking straight up big fucking hills. And then like, I didn't know mountain laurel could grow on the side of a big steep fucking hill until you hit the mountain laurel. Yeah. And then you're like, yo, this shit's here too. This is fucking real, people, you know? What time of year did you go through? Fall. I went to the fall. Was it cold? Yeah, and snow. Yeah. Oh, no shit. It snows, or it did snow. Yeah. Did you find yourself freezing your ass off? Yeah. Often? The snow sucks. It's real. Yeah. The snow, I believe, in my opinion, washes out a lot of people. Yeah. Is there any benefit in terms of less foliage being a little easier to navigate in that? Not really? Nah. Yeah. Visibility's always good. Yeah. But the conditions are way worse, so it even fucking mountains are mountains. How far are you going to see anyway? Yeah. How long is the selection course?
Man, I want to say is like the whole thing, the whole process. I think is like a month or something. I mean, today could be different. Fuck, who knows? But I think the whole thing was like a month for me, give or take.
And food wise, is it regulated how much you can eat? Are they giving you so many MREs a day type of thing?
Eat as much as you want, dog.
Really?
They got that lobster. Hey, I used to go in the chow hall. Me and this guy, my buddy Adam. What's up, Adam? Hey, we go into the chow hall, and they had really good scales in the barracks because you got to weigh your backpack. They're weighing your backpack. You know what I mean? Like, know your shit. They're fucking double checking for sure, and they'll give you the best shit you can to weigh your shit. You know what I mean?
Like four trade scale, like certified.
So anyway,
scale.
we go stand on the scale, and I go to dinner, and I was like, I don't know what I weighed. Like, I'm like, okay, let's say I was 215 or something like that. I'd be like, okay. 4 pounds of food, come back 219. What do you think? And we go in there and just load our trays and chow. Now you go to the field, MREs only.
Yeah.
Field.
But is it the same? Like you're not getting very many of them, or you can bring a bunch? Like, do you decide?
No, you could get a regular amount, shit like that. You can also bring like, I don't know, I don't remember what it was, like certain types of snacks. Like I brought some of them goo gel packets. I think I brought trail mix. I mean, simple shit.
Yeah. So you're not starving during the course?
No, you're not starving. I mean, you're going to fucking need all that food.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, so you make it through that. Anything else that you can or want to share about the actual selection course?
Man, it's a great time, man. No one fucks. It's the first time, like, just no one made me do stupid shit. Look, we're carrying the log, point A to point B. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but the stupid shit was like, oh, well, no one should be sleeping in the barracks until 10 o'clock tonight, and it is 9:45, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I caught you sleeping. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, you caught me. What are you doing? Like, I was sleeping, so I just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the guy to just fucking say it, right? Yeah. So, it's the first time, like, I felt like I was treated like an adult.
Yeah.
And my performance was on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I'm stinking up the court over here, who the fuck can I blame?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Which is kind of what I thought the whole time, by the way. Yeah, true.
All right, so you finish. What was the hey, you made it process like?
Yeah, kind of weird. There's a board. They fucking make you wait outside. It's like an eternity. You had to come back in. You don't know who's in the room. They don't look like army guys. No one's fucking wearing rank. Like the fucking board grilled me. I had to write a fucking 1,000 or 1,500 word page fucking report on. It's probably garbage too. Chicago public school system. What's up? I had to write this thing and turn it in my first day. It was fucking stupid. But the board, they grill you, and then like, I don't know, that was kind of surreal, but kind of bizarre in a way. And then really for me, it didn't sink in until like I got to the next room, and like they had all this gear laid out, like all sizes, all gear in a huge line, and you had to walk up by each item. When I got to them G9 assault boots, baby, I had seen pictures. Yeah. I had heard rumors about them. You know what I mean? But like,
you still have a pair, don't you?
Yeah, I have that pair, man. Like, and then the glue came out, the soles came. It don't last forever. Yeah. It's sad. Yeah. It's sad. But anyway, I put those on, and when I put those on, I was like, holy fuck, Batman, where's his fucking tool belt? You know? Like when I put them boots on, I knew this was real.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's amazing. What a cool experience. Was there not a ceremony, but a thumbs up, hey, you made it out in the field? Or is it just like, okay, you're done, go back, and you don't even realize that you're done with that portion?
Oh yeah, you can make it and not make it. You ain't, you know what I mean? You ain't there yet. Like,
but I mean, do they close out the field portion in any manner that is celebratory?
No, I'm gonna say no. Literally, I finished. Right? No.
They're not like
Like some,
congrats.
like some old dudes shook my hand. You know what I mean? I thought was old dudes. You know,
He was 37.
And then and then like I got on a helicopter. I was in the barracks, like fucking sleeping. Like,
but I mean, did you realize at that point, like you had at least finished the physical part?
Fuck no, I had no clue, man.
Yeah,
like,
God, it's so wild.
I was just fucking sleeping in the barracks. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't suck.
Yeah. What when you say that the Sykes grilled you? Do you remember any of the questions that they asked or the type of questions?
I wouldn't say they grilled me. You know what I mean? Like, the Sykes are right, is what I said. Like, the shrink program, like, there's a model. It works. Like, these guys know it. They've been doing it for 30 years. And, like, every shrink they probably started with is still alive. You know what I mean? Like, no, I would just, they ask you the standard, like, fucking all your MMBJ, fucking whatever them tests are, like, do you have Black Star Ace tools? Yes or no? Yeah. You know, I don't know. Like, no. Are you like, you know, so they ask you all them, you know what I'm talking about, them like 600.
I don't actually.
Well, you never took any of those?
I mean, if I did, they gave me the Men in Black treatment afterwards because I sure as fuck don't remember.
The Army loves them bitches, but they're like college entrance exam things. But from those motherfuckers, they'll fucking,
but so
they know your shit.
It's kind of random. I mean, maybe not random, but seem like random questions that don't have shit to do with anything.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Was there a most obscure question that you recall?
So I think a couple big questions. Do you have black tarry stools? This is important to these questionnaires. Yeah. That's important. I don't know why. I'm just telling you. Yeah. There's probably 50 fucking questions rephrasing that black tarry stool. Your mother, like your relationship with your mother. There'll be like 50 questions in there about your mother. So you like your mother? Next question. So you don't like your mother? And then if you're an agent of God or Jesus, that's in there somewhere.
Like asking if you are? Or if you consider yourself?
Yeah, well, it's like multiple guess. Like, are you somewhat an agent of Jesus? I don't fucking remember. But, like, you take pages of fucking tests. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, you know, they talk to you a little bit as a young guy. But the shrinks know what they're looking for.
So it's all shrinks doing that. There's no unit members that are asking you, like, hypotheticals or training questions or anything like that?
No, there's like a shrink interview in the beginning, yeah.
To me, that's kind of surprising. I mean, that's one thing that I think that I actually appreciated, even going through it. I mean, as nerve-wracking as it was as a 19-year-old, you know, sitting at a chief's board to get your SEAL Trident, you know, but they ask you like operational questions, morality questions. You know, if we're out as a platoon and this happens, how are you going to handle it? To me, those I think are valuable insights to gain on a prospective unit member. I'm surprised that they don't do at least a little bit of that with you.
Fuck if I know. I mean, I'm surprised you guys are asking each other about fucking morality, man.
Well,
like,
I mean,
first and foremost, let's pump the brakes here for a second. You guys talk to each other about morality and then end up on meth and shit? Like, what is going on?
I mean, so keep in mind the context is we'll ask each other morality
like
questions.
Like in a selection setting?
Yeah, but while a broomstick is shoved up each other's ass. So, I mean, there is some balance to it.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, ain't it?
No, I mean, it would be stuff like, and you know, looking back on it, I think it's just kind of cover your ass. But it's like, are you a team player? Not like, hey, if we're on a training trip and you see, you know, the chief cheating on his wife, what are you going to do about it? Like
that's kind of the board.
Yeah,
that the commander's board after. That.
Or like, we're on a deployment and you see this happen, you know, one of your guys does something questionable. What are you going to, like, it's that kind of stuff.
That's what they ask you in the commander's board.
So that's after that?
At very end of selections, the commander's board is when that happens. Okay. Yeah. But the shrinks is just like part of the process.
Yeah, I got
But
you.
later when I was a sergeant major, the shrink worked under me.
Yeah.
I'm going to be down there and I just go drink beer with them and I'd be like, you know, hey, what, you know, tell me about like selection process. What do you guys... from a shrink's perspective. Yeah. And like, he's like, well, first and foremost, we've been right. Like, fucking, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay, right? Yeah. Like,
what did they share with you? Anything fascinating?
Nothing, man. Nothing like, I don't know, earth shattering other than like, they take all them tests and they have some type of shrink down. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's the Latin term. And then they fucking like out of the candidates, these would be their selections, and they're normally right. Like for somehow he said, right, and so that's really all I know. I don't know how they do it, or man, to be honest, I wasn't fucking. You really want to know what the fucking shrinks are thinking? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm just working late, and like he's got a beer on his desk, and I bet he's got to give me one.
I bet he's got another one somewhere.
So I listen, So anyway, I do think that the process works, man, and they took it from the Brits. I think in general, you know what I mean?
Yeah. As a sergeant major, you sat in on some of those commanders' boards.
Yeah, I did a ton of shit. Yeah.
What did you ever fuck with any of the guys? Like to ask them squirrely questions?
No, I'm the simple question guy. I just ask you a simple question. You know what I mean? I just want you to fucking look me in the eye, man up, and be like, you know what I mean?
So what would you ask?
I don't know, like, just something simple, like, you know what I mean? Can you use the safety on an M203?
And then he says, "What's that?"
What the fuck you doing here, kid? You know what I mean? Like most of the time it's like, well, which one, Sergeant Major? The one on the 203 or the one on the rifle it's mounted to?
Yeah.
Great answer, kid. Promote now.
So if they fucked that up, that one question, would you shit can them for that?
Yeah, I might. Well, it depends on how they did across the board. Like, Army boards are weird. Timmy Kennedy, there's a picture of me as the board member for Timmy Kennedy to get promoted, right?
Yeah.
I ask like a simple question. And then normally it's just, I'll give my points based off of how you deal with me. Yeah. Like, I know, like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, hey, on Tuesday, we're going to ask you everything about the Army. Like, and we're in Iraq. No one gives a fuck when the Army birthday is. You know what I mean? Why? Because it ain't going to get me any different treatment than fucking today, right? So I was always could kind of like, and then later as a SAR major, like in hiring people, I just gave everyone a thumb down. You know what I mean? Like there was only one person I thumbed up later, but I would thumb down everybody, and I looked at it this way. I did it as a non-vote.
Oh, I got it.
I don't give a fuck who we get. Let's just get them here and let's get them working. If you guys think they fucking fit, let's go. You know what I mean? So it was a way it fucking can always like either concurring or non-concurring at the same time.
Yeah. What was the reason that you gave the one guy the thumbs up?
That guy was funny as fuck.
So sense of humor got him.
Dude, he by far of all the interviews I sat in, fucking he crushed it.
No shit.
Yeah, real.
Do you remember anything of what he said that was funny?
Fucking everything.
Oh, it's fucking great. You said you sat on Tim Kennedy's board. Did you give him what? How did that go?
Yeah, I gave him points. I asked him about a 203. He fucked up the answer. I gave him the points anyway. He should. I mean, look, I'm not trying to hold back no one's money.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
I mean, it's the Army. They're going to give it away anyway. Like, so I ain't trying to like hold back money from you.
It's not coming out of your pocket. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We should all be fucking SAR majors doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
all right. So you make it through. You go through the commander's board. Do you remember what they asked you at all?
It's brutal, man. I think one of the questions were like, I don't even know who the fuck it was. Like, first off, in selection, you don't know who's who. Like, people have long hair, fucking beards, civvies. No rank. Some, there's a couple, maybe an officer in the room. I don't fucking remember, right? And then they're like, whoa. They were like, what if the unit sergeant major took a guy out back, right out back this building right now, and shot him? What would you do? And I was like, it's none of my business. And that's why I had like, it's none of your business. I'm like, I'm sure he has good reason.
No fucking way. We're all looking at each other like, who the fuck is this guy?
I'm just the fucking lowly NCO. He's the Delta Force Sergeant Major. Like, I could be on guard duty. This could be how they do business. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like, so, I had to write that report. I had to write a report.
Oh, it's fucking great. All right, so what at what point and how do they tell you, welcome to fucking Delta Force?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Just you finish and...
Yeah, I mean, it's a fast-paced thing. It's not really ceremonial. Like, fucking let's go. Get on the train. This train's leaving.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it is.
And then you go from the time that you finish selection and you made it until you jump into the OTC
60 days
60
max.
days. What are you doing in that 60-day period?
I cleared group.
What does that mean?
Like turned in all my special forces shit.
Oh, I gotcha. And then you went there and just fucking sat around until it started, or?
It starts immediately.
Okay. So once you show up, you jump right into it. How many other guys were there in operator training course?
Fuck, I don't even remember, man. Not that many.
Not that many.
Yeah.
Everything I've ever heard about it, and I guess full disclosure, you actually may know him. Do you remember Matt Nyman?
Matt?
Yeah.
No feet, Matt?
Yeah.
I was Matt's sergeant major. What are you talking about?
He was my best friend growing up.
What?
Yeah, we grew up
Matt
together.
was?
That was, yeah. Yep. So, but even still, like I've asked him a million fucking questions and kind of saying, he's like, not really going to talk about it. I'm like, motherfucker, we were in third grade together. Like, you're not going to tell? No, I'm not going to tell you. I mean, to the very end, like he shared very little about the whole process. But he did say after the Helo accident in Baghdad, I went and visited him for a while right there at Bragg, and he took me around to the best of his ability to show me around and stuff, which wasn't much. But I just remember him saying that OTC was this fucking whirlwind of like, holy shit, like just wasn't ready for it, and it took him completely by surprise.
Seriously, it's real talk.
Yeah.
You ain't seen nothing. I'm telling you, it's a fucking fast train. Get on. We're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. A lot of it is shooting and CQC and all that.
Well, like it's like a training program like anything else. You got to take people that you got to assume from nothing to fucking basic operator level in like whatever, how many months it takes, you know?
Were there any guys that you worked with directly that had absolutely no special operations background whatsoever? I mean, was there like a fucking truck driver that showed up and made it?
Fucking all kinds, man. I mean,
there's not a lot though, right?
Not a lot, but like it happens, Like I think during my time there was like a fucking like a tuba player, the tuba player
from the band.
Yeah, like I never met him, but like some guy from like the army band, or I don't fucking know the whole story, but like,
dude, that's crazy.
He like made it to like the last day and then just said it wasn't for him. Like, but man, that's what makes the unit great is like, guys would be like, a buddy of mine was a generator mechanic and then went to group and now he's in the unit. So he's got a couple skills, right? So, and that's I think what's beautiful about the Army is a guy could have joined as a mechanic and then went to special forces. Now he's in the unit, but now like, fuck, he could fix a truck. You know what I mean? Like when, who the fuck else could, you know what I'm saying? So I think all those skills is what really makes the unit like above most, because you got to have them Army jobs.
Yeah. Was there anything during OTC that you struggled with?
Me? Fucking everything. Are you kidding me? It's a fast fucking train. Like I just said, get the fuck on.
Was there one thing that you struggled with more than anything else?
Man, I don't know. I think the biggest thing I worked on more than anything, I wouldn't say I struggled. I just say every day I made sure I worked harder than everyone else because I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I came in early. I left late. I put in the time. The first day we ran the obstacle course, like I had no fucking clue how to do that. You know what I mean? Never fucking did this, right? Like, and in Ranger school, it's bullshit. It's like, climb the fucking thing. Like, like I ain't never been like fucking go, So anyway, like, man, I was like fucking last. My time was abysmal. I don't even remember. It's fucking like worst time in the history of fucking time on this bitch, probably. And then they're like, I remember my counselor guy was like, he's like, we've never probably cut anybody for the O course, but
we might.
He's like, if this doesn't get better, you could be the first. And I'm like, fuck, for real? Yeah. And then like I just went and I asked the instructors. I sought out help on the weekends, days, certain days and times. I set up appointments with other squadron members that were like good at it to help me with it. And then like I came in like third.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I just didn't know how to do it. You know what I mean?
Is it like any other O course, or are there anything that are like any obstacles that are surprising?
Fucking ain't easy.
It's just all same kind of shit though. Cargo nets and fucking logs you're jumping over.
Yeah. What else is it? You know
Well,
what I
man,
mean? Like you got to jump on a log that hits your ribs. Like that's
it's all that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what your time was, or what a good time is?
Fuck, I don't remember, but like I used to once I got good at it, I used to crush it.
Is it longer than 10 minutes? Under 10 minutes?
Fuck, I think there's a long one and a short one, but they're different. I think the short one was like maybe under 5 or I don't fucking know. The long one maybe over 10. Like, you know, my first time was like 16, so over 10 sometime, definitely under 16. Yeah, something like that. But
OTC is what, 6 months?
Something like that. Yeah.
Shooting wise, you guys and Damn Neck are pretty notorious for being phenomenal shots. Did you feel like?
Well, first off, that's news about Damn Neck to me. But go on.
Of course,
I'll gloss over it for now. But go on.
Is there a little bit of a rivalry there between you guys?
No, not at all. We crush them.
Yeah, every time.
Handily.
Every time.
Oh, fucking for real.
Like you're not fucking with me right now.
It's not even close.
Really? Why do you suppose that is?
Oh, it's fucking simple. Hey, you ain't gonna get good at nothing until like the ab signal and the hair signal tones down.
I have neither. So does that mean I have a leg up?
Well, you were probably you're probably skilled. Probably went through the roof. You know what I mean?
Don't like have abs. Yeah, if you're fucking bald. So you're in.
You're like an old fat guy. Get over here. We can show you some shit.
Oh, that's fucking great. But I mean, on a serious note, like. I guess I would ask, did you feel like when you showed up you were a good enough shot to where it wasn't something that, you know, was hamstringing you or that you had to work extra hard?
No, I showed up top of my class. I felt like I had a lot to learn. I felt like the older guys were more consistently good. You know what I mean? Yeah. And no matter what, they were just consistently better than you. Yeah. So I felt like I had some to learn, but I felt like I was fucking well placed and ready to go also.
Yeah. So it wasn't something you ever struggled with?
No, not for me anyway.
Yeah. Did you guys lose any guys in OTC?
No, not in my class.
Yeah. You all right? You need to...
No, I snagged I snagged the fucking thing snagged on my arm. So.
Oh, shit.
Technical difficulties, people.
Amen. All right, so you finish OTC. What was the next step?
Man, I went to a squadron. That's it.
Can you say which one?
A Squadron.
A Squadron.
Yeah.
Is there a huge personality difference squadron to squadron?
100% is.
Can you distinguish them from each other?
Yeah, I'd say this is like, I don't know, maybe this is just from my perspective, but I always felt like my squadron was like the kind of older, easygoing brother. I felt like B Squadron was like the Ranger squad, and I felt like C Squadron was like the little brother that was down for anything.
Is there a D Squadron now?
No clue, man. They weren't around in my day, so fuck.
I gotcha.
I don't know what them bitches do today. Yeah. Hey, once I got off the train, I wasn't looking back.
Yeah. What year did you leave there?
11.
11.
Well, I retired in 11.
Okay. Squadron to squadron, numbers wise, about how many guys are in a squadron?
Fuck if I know, man. I was always gone. I don't even give a fuck.
Really?
Yeah, man. I was on teams with one person, me, two, like.
But I mean, a squadron, like or each squadron, you have
I don't know.
Like 30, 50?
Fuck, I don't know.
You have no idea?
All the squadrons are different, and they're never full. Like guys ask this all the time. It's the stupidest question ever because you're always trying to fill that fucking cup up. You could have 2 today. You could have 5 tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, and I was on teams where there was like 5 of us for a long time. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, so I would say it fucking varies. You know what I mean? Like, it really does.
Yeah. I'll try not to ask you any other stupid questions, but from a squadron standpoint, you jump into A. What are you doing immediately?
You're a fucking new guy.
So what does that entail?
Just shut the fuck up.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think that my boss told me that. Yeah. You know, and then one day he was like, "You're not saying shit." I'm like, he's like, "It's because I told you not to say shit." I was like, he's like, "You're probably going to do well here." I was like, "I got this. I got you, coach."
Did you have a specific training block before you deployed, or was it just a whirlwind of all kinds of shit?
Dog, it's the fucking fast train, man. You could, I don't know, like you could have time, you could not have time. You know what I mean? Think about this. I had 10 years before, or what, 96 to 2001 before to get ready for me. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
From 96 to 01, did you guys do any actual combat stuff overseas?
Bosnia shit.
But it was pretty low key.
Stupid.
Yeah. Do you remember about how many deployments you did prior to 9/11?
Like what counts as a deployment?
Whatever you consider a deployment.
Like not being home?
I mean, shit, then you're deployed all the time. But
fucking gone, baby.
Yeah. I mean, is it 300 plus days out of the year you're gone?
Fuck, I don't remember, man. I would say, I don't know. I'd give it solid 6 months.
Yeah.
At that time, on and off, maybe. Probably more at times, like.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess to me, to your question on a serious note, I would consider something, if it's, at least a couple of months would be a deployment. I don't think a couple of weeks is. But.
Well, it's a cycle thing. And I bet, the Army does cycles, right? Every couple months or deployments.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works, I think.
Yeah, I gotcha. For when you first went overseas with A Squadron, where did you go and what did you do?
My first deployment, fucking Australian SAS.
That's a rough gig.
Across the outback.
Yeah. How long? Do you remember about how long it was?
Fuck them. We were there like a month or some shit. Yeah.
What did you think of those guys?
Man, I thought they were great, man. It was my first experience to basically the unit is a SAS unit, right? Because it's all the same selection. Mm-hmm. So it was the first time I'd seen other guys like me that said different shit. You know what I mean? I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you guys do anything significant, or was it just
the whole fucking burn it down training package, desert mobility, fucking shooting, you name it, all of it.
And you would say competency capability wise that they were similar to you guys?
Fucking love the Aussies, man. No, I will say this, real talk here, America. Look, nothing makes guys better than us. We can spend more money on bullets. We have better radios. We have better night vision. We fucking are linked to fucking satellites and shit. You know what I mean? That's hard to compete with when you're an army that doesn't spend that much per guy.
Yeah.
So that is the limiting factor for them.
Yeah. Caliber of dude is pretty similar though.
Similar. Yeah. Guys are similar.
Yeah. So fast forward to 9/11, where were you when it happened?
Man, I was trying to get some fucking jumps. I was out at the Rayford drop zone with the Golden Knights doing hopping pops. That
morning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How did it affect you guys? Did you actually stop and watch TV?
Yeah, fuck, no jumps. Fucking shut down everything. Even shut us down. You know what I mean? You're shutting down them jump operations. That's fucking saying something, right? And then everybody hey, some moron crashed his plane. Anyway, same shit, man. I was just at Bragg trying to get some jumps on a fucking Tuesday or whatever fucking day it was.
Yeah. What was going through your head when you realized it was an actual terrorist attack?
Man, the first thing I thought, you know how much stupid shit and spinning everybody's going to be doing where I work about nothing? You know what I mean? We're going to have zero info come in for X amount of time. This is just the way it works. First report from the battlefield, always wrong. This is always right. You know what I mean? And I just figured we're going to have to do a lot of stupid shit until we deploy.
Yeah. And is that exactly what happened?
Yeah.
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 How long was it from 9/11, the morning of, until you actually went and did something?
Well, we were in Tora, Bora, December 10th or something.
Yeah. Can you walk us through that?
Tora, Bora?
Well, before even actions on it, Tora, Bora, the actual build up to deploying post 9/11.
Fucking get on a plane, let's go. What the fuck? You know what I mean? We're just waiting. Someone's got to do something as a response, right? So we just waited. We got on planes, fucking got to it,
Yeah. Was there a specific, concept of operations given to you guys?
Yeah, man. This is the fucking defo. Go fucking make it happen.
There wasn't any more specific than that?
Yeah. Kill Bin Laden, man. Kill Bin Laden. You don't remember?
Yeah. But I mean, like from a top-down standpoint, like did they have we're going to go here, this is the area we're going to?
No one knew shit, man. Yeah. It was a fucking shit show. No one knew shit. Like, there was no... All that fucking top-down shit never fucking happened in any of these wars. They don't know shit. They're fucking sending the hammer and the fucking scalpel in for intelligence so they can figure out what the fuck is going on. They had no human.
Yeah. So when you guys went, how did it go?
It's a shit show. The whole thing. Like, I mean, we did our best, right? But like, I mean, you know, the Battle of Tora was awesome. You know what I mean? But the truth is like, none of it was like planned. It wasn't like some finely polished operations order from Iraq, because we've done this 300 times in the past fucking couple days. You know what I mean?
Can you I guess walk us through the actual actions on with Tora Bora, like how it all went down?
Yeah, man. Like there's about 10 of us, I think, and my team was kind of going up the middle. Another team was trying to flank, and we were trying to cut off a fucking guy trying to get into Pakistan, which is a massive area at 14,000 feet or some bullshit.
Yeah. Did you guys get into ticks and gunfights with guys?
Fuck yeah, we killed all kinds of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we killed so many. I killed so many my first day. Like, I just stopped counting after that. Like hundreds of people.
Really?
It's amazing.
So it was, I guess that's something you don't
hear. The Battle of Tora Bora, like, I don't know. You could probably look in a book. It'll tell you how many we killed, but it's a lot. Like, I wasn't going to scoop them up. That's what I'm sure.
From, I guess from your perspective going through it though, what was the actions on, I mean, other than just the quick flanking, like, can you go into any more detail as to how that whole thing went?
Yeah, man. We walked up the mountains. The dude would shoot at us. We'd either try to shoot at him or bomb him, and fucking keep moving up the mountains.
Did you guys have pretty solid close air support the whole time?
I had every plane in the fucking Western Hemisphere for 10 fucking days.
Just dropping shit all the time. Yeah. Did you guys get close from your standpoint to?
Yeah, fuck yeah. He wrote that fucking letter. Bin Laden wrote that letter, like, a letter like where he thinks he's gonna die. Yeah, I think that was like B-52 strikes when them bitch started raining the thunder. Like, not that the Daisy Cutter wasn't convincing on its own. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Were there close calls, cast-wise for you guys? That
fucking tons, man. Like, danger close is like 600 yards. That's too fucking far sometimes. Yeah. Get behind a rock. Like, it'll be fine.
Yeah. So that happened all the time?
All the time, yeah.
At what point did you guys say, okay, we didn't get him, we're going back?
I never said that. Like, I never fucking said that. You know what I mean? Like,
as
literally, it was like, hey, we think we got him. We're calling in for another airstrike. And it's like, there's a ceasefire. Bullshit. I'm right here, right fucking now. Yeah. No one ran that shit past me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of the group of 10-ish guys that you were there with, where did you fall in the hierarchy of rank with that crew? Were you running it at that point?
Oh, no, man. I was just a fucking new mid-level guy, but me and a couple guys did all the killing.
Yeah. So you're kind of at that middle-of-the-road sled dog, experienced enough to be left alone, but not running the show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So after 10 days of that, what did you guys do after that?
Dog, we drove to fucking Count to go smoke out fucking Umar.
Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, we drove. It sucked.
Do you have any more details in that?
Yeah, like we rated fucking bumps on how many times the truck would bottom out. You know what I mean? Like, it's brutal. I used to think it bruised my kidneys, you know?
Yeah. How long did you spend doing that?
Fuck it, man. That took a long time. I mean, technically, I don't think it's that far, but reality-wise, like, there's no roads. So it's like, how do you know I'm going to go between those two rocks. Fuck, I don't know. You know what I mean? And guys would be like, how did you know to go between those? I don't fucking know, I guess. Like, looked like the truck would fit.
Yeah. Did, how do you remember how many days ballpark?
Fuck, a bunch. It took a bunch, dude. I'm not even going to fucking lie.
And was was that active in terms of you guys getting in a lot of gunfights along that way?
No, no.
Not really. Yeah. Did you end up getting to there and being able to smoke him out?
Man, I think then no. Well, yeah, we did get to Terran Count, did a bunch of shit around there. Omar, no, not then.
What was the bunch of shit that you did around there?
Fuck. I don't even remember. We did all kinds of shit. The SAS with her, the SBS was with us, Aussies were with us. I think we had a Kiwi. Like it's just fucking, I don't know, ride in trucks and fucking try to kill people.
Yeah, and it was, but it was pretty low key as far as action or activity.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. I mean,
on that first deployment to Afghanistan, Pakistan region, how long did that last?
Man, the rotations, like
3 months.
Yeah, some 4, somewhere in there. Sometimes longer, sometimes surges. Right, like
yeah.
So
you did that deployment. You come back, and then on your cycle, you end up. Did you go back to Afghanistan the first time or the first several times?
Yeah, man, I got like 3-4 rotations in Afghanistan.
And were they all pretty similar, or was there a big difference between any of them?
The beginning was kind of exciting. We got rocketed every day. You know what I mean? Mortared at night. And then once it became like kind of bogged down, I was happy to be out of there.
Yeah. So the subsequent deployments were less busy and active.
Yeah. Well, we would go, and then the SEALs would go, and then we would go, and then I was just happy not to go no more.
Yeah. And then you end up going to Iraq predominantly after that, correct?
Yeah.
So now, if my memory serves me correct, and please correct me if it's wrong, it seems like there was a fairly significant kind of division of work with Afghanistan and Iraq with Army and Navy. Is that correct?
Yep.
It is?
Yeah.
And do you know why it was the way that it was, or?
Yeah, because everybody's got to play nice with everybody.
As far as what?
The Pentagon. So
they, I guess, who like was somebody bitching about not getting work and that kind of stuff? Or?
Yeah, the fucking Navy.
Yeah.
The fuck.
So they sent them to Afghanistan for the most part, right? And
well, they complained like, we don't ever get the good missions. Okay, we'll give you Afghanistan. And what did they do? Fucking nothing. For years.
Yeah.
Besides pump iron and comb their hair, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I bet there's a lot of good-looking men there, though.
Let's hope so.
I bet there was. I know there was.
So, all right. So you guys wind up. You find yourself in Iraq predominantly.
Yeah.
Were you all over the country, or did you pinpoint a few different places? And
I've been all over.
And I guess from your experiences there, which there are hundreds or thousands of missions that you've been on, a number of them are solo, which I think would surprise a lot of people. Is there a mission or a couple of the solo missions that stand out as being the most memorable? I know that they all were, but do some stick out as being more memorable than the others?
By the time I was in Iraq doing solo missions, none of them were really not exciting work, right? And the reason why it's not exciting work is I'm trying to blend in and pick up somebody without, the locals. Like in the beginning of the war, like a government agency would pull up with like 3 black Suburbans to like Muhammad's house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Muhammad will be dead by tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But some of the government agencies at the time weren't like, I don't know why they couldn't send someone alone or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they got going, but ended up being our job somehow. So I used to go pick these guys up, drop them off, different vehicles all the time, shit like that.
Yeah. Were there instances where you're by yourself and shit goes sideways and you had to fight your way out?
Well, first off, if I had to fight my way out, I just fucked up my job, didn't I? Shoot first, ask question later.
Yeah.
Won't do you good as a fucking singleton. So, no, I never had to fight my way out because I'm fucking better than that. Self-respect, dog. You know what I mean? I'm not a Navy SEAL in some fucked up movie here. This is real fucking high stakes shit.
So they all
I ain't fucking up because it's my life.
Yeah. So they all went pretty smooth?
Yeah, all of them, man. Yeah. Did I have hiccups? Sure, I had hiccups, but the reality is like, now, I'll tell you where I got shot at the most. Fucking going back in the green zone at the gate with the Army kids.
Yeah.
That's where I got shot at the most.
Yeah. Just from mistaking you as somebody else.
Real talk. I'd come, and then like, I'd pull out of the gate and I'd be like, you know, and like, I think it's an E8 at the time. I'd show them my ID card, like, kids, look at me. I will be back in this vehicle.
Yeah.
And this time, and like, you don't know, guard shift happens. Yeah. Fucking kid on the 50 cal, like, just got blowed up yesterday, right? Like, the fucking orange taxi pulls up, he fucking shoots at me.
Yeah, man.
That's re-entering friendly lines was always my most hairiest, dangerous. Yeah. That's where all my gray hair came from.
Yeah, Jesus. What was there a closest call in that regard?
Yeah, my fucking kids would put like 50 cal rounds through the middle of my vehicle, through the front and back windshield.
Holy shit! Like that actually happened.
Fuck yeah, man! I walk up there with my, hey, what the fuck? Like, if you're going to walk up to an American checkpoint, you better make sure your obscenities and your slang is tight. Because you walk up there like, hey, mother bitch, and they're going to fucking shoot you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But a good, hey, what the fuck are you, what the fuck? I told you I'd be back. Yeah. You know, like, they'll be like, oh, hey, is that you, Tom? Is that? You know what I mean? Because the E8's at top in the Army. Is that you, Tom? Like, I fucking said I'd be here at this time. Like, I'll talk to the new kid on the gun.
Yeah, man, that's fucking.
But like, what do you do? Like, and then the first couple times I'd be livid. I was fucking livid. And then, you know, like, you're gonna blame a kid who just got blown up fucking 5 times today and fucking shot at, and like, you can't blame him, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Were the rotations there similar 3-4 months, or did they vary a lot?
Yeah, surges, like, shit got a lot longer. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about the rotations, but like, they got fucking longer.
Yeah. From the different trips that you've been on, were there areas of the country that you found were more active than others that you guys spent time at, or were they only sending you to those areas anyway?
Man, I did time all over. I was in Al-Assad when it was hot. I was in Baghdad a ton. I think I got a year alone in Baghdad. Man, we did Yusufia when they were knocking down helicopters every night. So I've kind of done different things at different times in different places throughout the I don't know, years, you know, in Iraq.
Yeah. Was the breakdown of time spent with your squadron versus being on solo, what was the percentage breakdown?
Yeah, so I'd roll solo during the day or whenever, and then when my squadron rolled out at night, I'd have to roll out as, I was one of the recce guys, so I'd have to roll out as like sniper, recce support, stuff like that. So I still had to do my real job, which was the squadron, but I had to do my day job also.
Is that something that you were tasked with, the daytime stuff, or did you volunteer for it?
You know, after Afghanistan, pulling off like the fucking first successful snatch with a solo mission, it just kind of
set the tone.
Yeah, like I just started doing it more. You know what I mean? Like, and then, you know, we had been out like onesie, twosie guys in Afghanistan a ton also, but it just kind of set the tone to where like the chain of command at the time, you know, the same guys in my squadron, right? Yeah. Like kind of expect that from me. Hey, go, we need these things. I'll be like, okay.
Yeah. You mentioned the first successful solo snatch. Can you share that story? In
Afghanistan? Yeah. That's the book Kill Bin Laden, if your people don't know, but yeah, so, you know, like I was in Asadabad and, like we were out of like Pop-Tarts and shit. So I went to my boss, like, yo, this is the fucking defo. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got no fucking beef jerky. But I know the other guys are at fucking Bagram and they're fucking swimming in this shit. You know what I mean? I was like, let me go. I was like, seriously, let me go, right? Let me go. I'll take my truck. He's like, well, all right, I'll tell you what, you schedule and do all the work. You could fucking go tomorrow night. So Next period of darkness, I fucking Chinook lands. I drive my fucking red Toyota truck up in that bitch, right? Fucking fly off into the night, land at Bagram, drive Bagram to the back of the chow hall, and like our squadron guy was in there, right? And I'm like, yo, build my truck, dog. And he was like, okay, yeah, no problem. Like, because they're swimming and shit. Yeah. So he fills my truck, and I see one of the commanders, Dalton Fury, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, getting fucking pokey. Like, what the fuck? I mean, he's like, are you on a mission? And I'm like, yeah, you didn't fucking hear me? I'm getting beef jerky and Pop-Tarts, man. Like, are we not talking? So he was like, you want to go do a mission? And I was like, sure. And then he was like, okay. And I was like, so talk to my boss. I'll go do it. You know what I mean? And then like, so he talked to my boss, and then they wanted me to go out alone and find this guy, right? And then so once they kind of told me, like, they're like, hey, we want you to go out alone and find this guy. I didn't know I could say no. I didn't know other guys said no because it was too dangerous. I just figured, yo, this is the defo. If I say no, who the fuck is going to do this? You know what I mean? Like, how do we get this, right? So I was like, well, okay, right? And I asked him at the time, I was like, tell me at least while I'm out there, you guys are going to cover my ass. You know what I mean? He looked me in the face, and he was like, we'll cover your ass. And I was just like, this motherfucker just lied to me. He looked me in my eye and fucking lied to me. Like, how could you make that fucking statement? That's what I was thinking, right? I didn't say shit. I was like, all right. So like I kind of fucking hopped to Jalalabad, right? I'm in the safe houses. I got to go buy some local fucking clothes and get my fucking man jams and shit. You know what I mean? A day at the fucking market. So I get all my fucking shit at the market, and then I get a taxi, right? And the taxi only goes so far. So like the next day, whenever I was ready, we get a taxi and pay the taxi. Another guy, so I don't have to speak. Another guy pays the taxi. Taxi takes me towards Tora. Bora dumps me when he's done driving. And then I'm just out there. And then a truck comes and I fucking ride with people. And I did this for like, I don't know, probably about 3 or 4 days to get to where I needed to go. And I was just hitchhiking basically. So I finally get this logging truck kind of closer than farther to this fucking forsaken place. And then I kind of get in the truck and I ride with this guy, and literally he logs the valley, so he goes up where I'm going. And I rode with him, man. And then we passed the fucking Target building. I bust out. All I had was like my Savage clothes and a plastic Kent cigarette bag. And I had like a handy cam and a sat phone in there. So I get out the handy cam kind of under my armpit. I film the target, perfect footage, like the guy's on the porch, like couldn't have fucking went better. We pull up to this like little house at the end of the valley. And the driver does that, the Muslim rite of you just got to protect me. So we go to some fucking rando house. Fucking knock on the door, la 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 la. That's what it always sounds like to me. La 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 la. Anyway, so these guys are bullshitting, right? And then we go in a room, we're drinking tea, right, for the night. The fucking everyone's mad dogging me, and then they give me like the opium tea, right? So I drink my opium tea. Everyone kind of goes to sleep. As soon as everyone went to sleep, I took my speed pills. Yeah, I had a little bag. I took my speed pills because I figured as soon as I fall asleep, this motherfucker is going to cut my dick off and jam it in my mouth. That's the move. Yeah. That's what they do. You know what I mean? This is what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Real talk. You know what I mean? Tell me that's not real talk.
Yeah.
Legitimate fear, right? So anyway, so I don't want to end up with my own junk in my mouth. I mean, it seems cruel, but like I don't want to end up there anyway. So I took my go pills, right? And I just sat there awake. And then in the middle of the night, I kind of grabbed that driver fucking gunpoint and drag him back out to the truck and point the other way, man. Yeah. And then we had to go through several checkpoints. One of the checkpoints, like some fucking dude just fucking AKs me right in the chest, like la 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 la. And I knew as soon as I spoke English, I'd be shot, right? And then like, if I back up a minute, like all these checkpoints, like they would like steal fucking food from a little kid. Like if you had anything valuable, they just take it. And if you even busted out money, they just fucking shoot you and take everything you got. You know what I mean? So like, this guy's like shaking us down for some type of fucking tribute. I don't fucking got nothing for this motherfucker, but I know he's shaking me down, right? So I gave him a dirty blanket off the floor of the truck. It worked. You know what I mean? That's all we had.
You didn't say anything?
I improvised. No, yeah. I said something, right? So I figured, man, I got to get this guy off me. I got to get him so I acted like a retard. And I figured fucking like max level of 11 volume, right? So I just like get my head like really close to him and I'm like, no, no, no.
You simple jacked him?
Yeah. Don't go full retard. Never go full retard.
Holy shit, man. And so
Sean Penn, I am Sam. Full retard,
yeah.
Went home empty-handed.
Jesus Christ. Was that the last checkpoint that you had to deal with before you got back?
Man, there was like fucking several like this. Yeah. Like I'd say there was like maybe 6 total, maybe like 3 fucking sketchy. You know what I mean? And like the Afghans at the time, like, yeah, they just put this piece of yarn between 2 rocks, like knee high. You know what I mean? Like
called it a toll booth.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't stop for that fucking yarn, you're going to get shot with a 50 cal in the chest, the old Dajaka. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're no joke. You know what I mean? So I had to get out of the valley, right? And the thing is like as soon as I got to that house, I already knew I had mission success footage on my video camera. Yeah. Why am I wasting one more fucking second in enemy territory? Like, let's fucking go. You know what I mean? This is mission success. All I got to do is make it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we make it back, right? And then we Trojan horsed it. Like, the guys came in and I fucking rented trucks. I ended up calling him Einstein because like when he realized I wasn't Afghan and retarded and I actually spoke, but I didn't speak his language, I just started calling him Einstein because he wasn't very bright, but he was a friend, you know what I mean? So I figured at least I could do for the $37 I paid him in American money, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you have any type of American or any credentials on you identification-wise at all, or did you go totally blanked out?
Fuck, I don't remember. I think maybe my ID card in my pocket. Fuck, I don't know. Wow. I don't even remember.
Do you remember how much cash you brought?
What do you mean, like money?
Yeah, like to
Savage money?
I guess both. I mean, were you using American or all Savage money?
Man, I had Savage money, but like
a wad of it.
Yeah, it's fucking monopoly. Means nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I think I had like a handful of fucking whatever.
Yeah, and that was obviously enough to pay who you needed to pay.
Yeah.
At checkpoints.
Yeah, like I whipped out that wad of cash and fucking Einstein's eyes like just lit the fuck up. So I was like, okay, this might be like, I think it's only like $3 American, but like, I mean, it's by volume, it's a lot, you know?
Yeah, man. So once you made it back, did they act on it? Like, did you give them? I had to get the assault force in, like right away.
Well, as soon as we could do it, you know what I mean. Look, we had mission U.S. eyes on. You told us we needed U.S. eyes on. We got it. Let's hit this fucking guy now. You know what I mean.
And then you guys did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guided in I rented the trucks, same trucks. The assault force was at Bagram. They built facades for the back of the truck where if you pull it with a tarp, it looked like there was like water bottles and it was just all empty shit stapled on, clever fucking shit. Like the guys built it. So they kind of built the Trojan horse shit at Bagram. They flew to me in a C-130. I received them in the trucks. I bought like knee high were the fucking Savage mattresses at the market, filled the trucks, 5-gallon jugs for piss. And And then we loaded the trucks and then started the drive. And then I got to get the guys and all these motherfucking everything through these fucking checkpoints.
Wow.
Yeah. And the guy bribed with a blanket. I had the assault for, I bought blankets. And then when we got there, I gave blankets to all the guys. And they were like, oh, la, 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 it's cold out. You know what I mean? Like they want that blanket.
Yeah.
And then, I got through all the checkpoints, and there was a couple sketchy ones where I know the guys were in the back, were already on rock and roll, like, I'm just shooting out this fucking tarp, you know what I mean? Like, so there's a couple sketchy ones, man. It took a while. We get to the target, standard shit. And during the thing, one of the, I don't know if you've had him here, Tom Spooner, you know Tom? Mm-mm. One of the facades smacked Tom in the nose. His fucking nose was bleeding. He comes from the truck. I was like, what the fuck happened to you? He's like, fucking thing fell on my nose. Like, I was like, well, fucking too far to back out. You're in now. You know what I mean? Like, and then, so we hit the target, kind of. Me as a sniper, I kind of sealed off like the backside. I had an AK. This was a bad idea later. Like the fucking locals tried to overrun me, so I shot a couple rounds in the air above their heads. They were starting to mass on me. And as soon as I shot with that AK, every assaulter with a laser beam is shining on, like in my direction. I'm like, yo, it's me. Turn your fucking lasers off. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But they just heard AK fire, you know?
Yeah.
They hit the target. We got the guys. One of the guys put up a hell of a fight with a buddy of mine. He had to subdue him. You know what I mean?
So it was a capture mission.
Capture, right. And then the helicopters like came in, rooftop, fucking got the guys out, lip landing, rooftop, guys off the roof. At the same time, I brought in like a National Guard SF team that was going to exploit this site further. They got off, our guys got on. Man, that night we almost got overrun by the locals. There's like fucking 200 motherfuckers coming. Damn. So I had the gunship just fucking start shooting shit around us. And I think I was like, I called the radio. I'm like, yo, we need that gunship. You know, they're like, who is this? Right. So I had to authenticate myself. And then they're like, you know, like, oh, you know, what do you need? You know, and I'm like, hey, we need to fucking keep that shit coming all night to keep the savages at bay. And I said that on the radio, right? Later, I'd go in the jock, and they had like a big sign, and it was like, keep it coming all night to keep the savages at bay, like official radio transcript party, you know? I was like, I said that? That's pretty good. You know what I mean? I didn't even know at the time. And then we just started calling for fire, man, and they just started fucking shooting shit around the hills. Like, you can't sleep when they're doing that shit, you know? Yeah. And then in the morning, I had to ride out with the trucks.
So you had to drive all the way back.
I had to drive, still make it back, man.
Through all those same dicey fucking checkpoints.
Yeah, back to the Jalalabad airport. Yeah.
Were any of the checkpoints on the way back? Did you run into any problems with those?
Yeah, still the same fucking be clever and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't there yet. You know what I mean? You might be running for the barn, but they don't know that.
Yeah. I guess, why did you have to bring the trucks back and not just like burn them or fly with everybody else back?
Because I figured if anyone watched us go in, they watched us come out. You know what I'm saying? So they would have no idea who it was, why, where, and I figured if anyone was watching, you know what I mean? Like, them trucks have to come out of there.
Like if you leave them there, then you can't use that method anymore.
Because it was kind of my target, I was in charge of the guys coming in until I left as well, and then they were on their own.
Man, that's fucking crazy. You mentioned the one guy put up a hell of a fight, and one of your teammates had to subdue him. How did that go down?
Man, I don't even remember. I remember like he was first off, it was the guy was like, I think he grabbed his rifle, and he was fighting for his rifle. He went to the pistol, but as soon as he went to the pistol, the dude was all over the pistol. You know what I mean? And then he went to like his pocket knife, but it was an auto opener, and he didn't have the space for the blade to come out.
Wow.
And like he ended up like just subduing the guy, and I walked in like, what the fuck are you doing with this guy? You know what I mean? He's like, man, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? I forget what he said, but he just had to fucking fight it out, man, just in a moment. And, you know, like, I'm like only a second behind, but like, that shit happens. You got to be ready, you know?
Yeah. Were there instances of your entire career where you ever went hands-on with somebody like that?
Fucking nightly, man. Fighting with motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I tried to get more knockouts than Mike Tyson in one rotation. I figured if we're here for 120 nights, that's 120 knockouts. Mike Tyson don't even got that. I got to like 11, and then the commanders were like, why is there a guy always laying by your... I don't know what that guy... I don't know what that guy? I don't know that guy. He's a fucking terrorist. Why are you asking me? Like, and then so I only got 11.
Wow.
But nightly fighting people. I mean, no one wants to go willingly.
Yeah.
And no lady wants you to take the man in her life out of her fucking house. Like, it's ridiculous.
So you end up fighting multiple people.
Everybody, man.
At that time, were you doing ground combatives jiu-jitsu much?
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah.
And did you find yourself using that on target?
Fuck yeah, man. I used to down motherfuckers, I used it all.
What was there a most successful submission technique that you used?
100%. So you know how like in Muay Thai you do like the leg kick, right, to the middle of the thigh, and a lot of nerves, supposed to shut it down, you know what I mean? I do that same kick to somebody's knee, and I'd either break it or knock their feet out from under them, and then I'd stand on their neck.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting.
Yeah. Game over, just like that.
Yeah, and if you're wearing slippers, great. This is going to go great for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's wild. From a combative standpoint, when did you start training like technical jiu-jitsu? Was it before then?
96. As soon as I got to the unit, they were already working with like Hoist and Horian and the Gracies, and
so you went
I kind of came in at the beginning of that shit.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so crazy story in Afghanistan. I guess going back to Iraq, not to jump around too much, but that story was phenomenal. Are there any other stories, whether it was individually? Sounds like those all kind of went off without a hitch. Were there any of the individual stories from Iraq, or any kind of unit stories where you guys did a mission together that was exceptionally memorable?
Fucking so many I can't even list. You gotta just spark that memory, man. You know what I mean? Like, dude, we did it all. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy fucking times. And like, I also feel like, don't thank me for my service. I did whatever the fuck I wanted to do precisely when the fuck I did. You can't thank me. You know what I mean? Like, like if there was a guy not to thank, it was like, you know what I mean? Like, probably people, you know, I'm not that guy, you know?
Yeah. Are there any stories where you guys were using dogs that stand out?
Man, like we used to just, I mean, fuck, in the beginning of the dog program, like, fuck, man, they bit everybody, man. They bit me several times. Like you'd be, and like before we even went to Iraq, the dog fucking program in the team room, like my team room, we had like a bar height, like table in the middle of the room. Yeah. Right. And it's like, you could clean a gun on it. It had maps on it. Right. Like, it was cabinets underneath. Right. Like, and then they bring the dog in. Hey guys, gonna socialize the dog today. Hey, after a fucking week of this, everybody nuts to the fucking table. Hey, legs closed, thighs pinched together. Like, you don't want this fucking critter getting a nut. You know what I mean? Like, he'll fucking pop it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you take your hands and you're talking there. Yo, how was your weekend? The dog would come in. Everybody, fists clenched, hands either crossed or tight under the chin. And you just be like, you'd be leaning on the table like, man, so you have a good weekend? Yeah, my weekend was great. I kind of got drunk. And you're like looking at the critter, just staring at it like, we got drunk and I'm not moving because this critter's about to bite my dick for the third time this fucking week. And they're like, hey, anyone want to go feed him? He bit me. No one wants to feed him. They bite everybody. Yeah. So I thought the beginning of that dog program was like just First off, love dogs, always have. I think they're value added. I love everything about dogs. I'm a dog lover. But those vicious creatures, like I don't want to get fucking bit all the time. It was kind of fucked, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
steep learning curve.
Yeah, man. And like in the beginning of Iraq, we had to figure it out. Like some dogs don't transition from fucking the sleeve to people, you know? Like we had a dog. I don't remember the dog's name, but like several nights in a row, the dog wouldn't bite somebody. So like I was talking to the dog handler about it, and I'm like, yeah, we'll just I'll ragdoll somebody tonight. Make sure, you know what I mean? We'll get them all fired up. I'll ragdoll some fucking savage, you know what I mean? Like we'll get a nut shot in no time, right? Like, so anyway, we do this, right? Like I'm shaking this guy. He lets the dog go. And like the guy backed up over a couch, and I'm trying to hold him and he's going higher. So I stepped up on the couch, and the dog finally lunges for him and like gets my pant leg and misses my ankle, gets my pant leg. So then I'm like, oh shit. So I'm trying to get my ankle and my pant leg like next to the dude. Yeah. And then I'm going to shove the dog on the dude. You know what I mean? And like, it didn't work. None of that worked. But like I was trying, you know what I mean? And like that dog
just wouldn't do it.
He just wouldn't bite a person. But then we had other dogs were like walking through the western desert of Iraq. It looks like the fucking moon, and the dog's teeth are like, you're like, fucking there, get that rifle up, boys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, love the dogs, man. I've seen so many people bit. Like I don't even know if I should brag about it, but like I've seen some shit, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, with that being my primary role, industry wise or work wise, I'm always interested by it. I'm curious from a cachet standpoint. Were there a number of instances where the dogs found IEDs or things and really saved your guys' asses?
Fucking all the time, man. Them motherfuckers are amazing. Did all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we also had, my squadron, we had the first one killed on the Uday Qusay raid. You know what I mean? And guys were pissed, like, you fucking killed a dog. You know, and it was like, my thing is like, that dog could have been a person. Yeah. I mean, what's worse? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, as much as we love the dog, right? Yeah. And they're like, you guys are bad dog guys. Probably. However, guess what the dog's job is? You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I mean, it's a question I get asked a lot, in being involved in a lot of the training and things of that nature. And I have the same response, is that, we do our best to mitigate all the risk that we can for them. But at the end of the day, it's a dangerous job. And if it's a question between the dog ending up dying in a mission or one of our guys, that's not even a fucking decision, Yeah. So yeah.
Will you ever read about the Spanish conquistador dogs?
Yeah.
I mean, them fucking guys would, what's his name? Balboa had 500 kills in a battle, like 1x gold pieces based off the number of people he killed, like. Yeah. Some of those dogs got slaves after battles, and those slaves would take care of the dog. Like, how crazy is this for the dogs? You know what I mean? So, like, they've been used since history. So,
I mean, since fucking Roman Empire days. Yeah. And swinging the other way, like in World War II, there were instances where they would turn dogs into suicide bombers, and send them into tank tracks to blow a tank off of its fucking tracks, which is a pretty shitty fucking thing. But yeah, I mean, it's I guess going back to your experiences with him, was there a most interesting bite scenario?
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of shit. I don't want to admit to nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I need to knock on wood here. Like, I've seen a lot of shit, but like, man, I just seen them dogs will fuck you up quick. Take a tricep off an arm super quick. You know what I mean? Like, I just seen shit, all kinds of shit. I think it's particularly cruel when they bite the nuts, which like some dogs will do for no other reason than
because it's your nuts.
You train the dog with the sleeve, and then every time we're out, the dog only bites the nuts. Like something's up with that. I didn't teach him that.
Yeah. Well, I'd be curious to know, from a training standpoint, purely just what the context is in terms of where the dog's being sent from, how the guy's presenting himself or not, because that usually dictates, even when a dog is trained to target certain areas, and you can do, just like with people, thousands of repetitions to where it's pretty automatic, but you also have to accommodate for and teach the dog to take whatever is available if that target area is not presented, and so usually when people get bit in the face, the neck, the nuts, places that aren't typically used as target areas, that's generally why, but not always. I mean, sometimes it's maybe the dog is, just doing something different for who knows what reason. But without seeing it, it's hard to make any type of analysis. But did you guys have an instance where the dog was sent in and it was like a really close call where the dog got to somebody right before that dude opened up on you guys?
Well, that's kind of what the Uday Qusay thing was, is they killed the dog at the top of the stairs.
Can you walk us through that?
The training issue is a dog's focus on a guy drops. Is he dead or alive, right? The dog should go to the next guy, and the dog went to the dead guy, and the live guys shot the dog. Makes sense?
Yeah.
And then later that was trained out to where I got buddies who are dog guys where their dogs are like leaping dudes as he's dropping them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To bite another guy somewhere in the back.
Yeah.
So I know that was a training issue and fixed, but that was like probably one of the first things I seen with dogs was that,
Yeah. I will say purely from a training and tactics standpoint, that presents a tricky situation because it can go both ways. If it's just one guy and he plays dead and the dog has been trained not to engage what we would call dead prey, then that's also a problem, so you've got to have a dog that'll do both, which is tough to do because different situations may call for a completely or even polar opposite different reaction from the dog.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through the Uday Qusay mission and how that went down?
Well, I wasn't there that day. I just carried the bodies off the plane later.
Oh, no sure.
But only because we had all just got back, and the other troop had morning duty, and they got the call and it was fuck, you guys got morning duty. You want to fly with us? I'm like, fuck, I need some sleep, man. No, fuck no. You know what I mean? And I had to do my daytime job, which is fucking running around alone,
Sure.
And then a fucking few hours later, I had to carry the bodies off the plane and guard them.
Man. Uday and Qusay's bodies. I remember hearing that they had some pretty interesting shit with them, like pallets of Blue Label and fucking Viagra and pallets of cash and just total Playboy shit. Is that not accurate?
No, not really. They didn't have that much in that house. There was some they did try to make on maps where they were gonna attack Americans.
Oh, really?
And then when the guys started shooting at the house, they set all their intel on fire, right? And they dropped it in a washing machine and they closed the lid. And it did, and none of it burned.
Fucking genius. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right, so you did a number of deployments in Iraq. As the time progressed, did you guys find, because if you got out in 11, do you remember the last year that you deployed to Iraq?
Yeah, fucking 10.
10?
I retired spring of 11, so I didn't deploy 11 at all.
Okay. So, from the time you started until your last deployment there, it seems like there's a pretty significant progression of downturn in activity operationally. Did you guys still stay super busy that whole time?
I don't know, man. I was a sergeant major, so I was kind of, towards the end there, I was kind of out of the loop of what the guys were doing. But I would say this, the guys were busy. And then as both Iraq and Afghanistan went on, the Army wants to take it over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how it works. And when that happens, it sucks.
It's game over, yeah. From a deck of cards standpoint, in terms of super high value targets, did you guys, any raids that you were on in particular, did you get any of those guys?
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. I mean, I just told you, Uday Qusay, there's two aces right there. Saddam, I'd left and he was captured like 8 or 9 days. We knew we were close. We knew we were tightening. It just was Christmas time. Our rotation was over.
Yeah.
I got home and then it was like, I heard he was captured. It was like, what in the fuck? We knew we were close. You know what I mean?
So the dudes that got him had just showed up and fucking.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
They showed up on like, we were chipping away at it, man.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah. And we had rolled up everybody. I had all the guys' clothes at one point. We rolled up everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody who, and I'll tell you an interesting Saddam fact is his butlers, his tailor, all the people that touched him or touched his food were all Christians.
Really?
Yeah, because like Muslims kill you, kill them. That's good for their God. You go to heaven. Christians, you kill you, you're bad. So wow. Christians less likely. So
he trusted them
Saddam's, and this is why there was Christians in Iraq, which is probably more than there is now because ISIS didn't like them too much.
Yeah.
But Saddam used to allow all the Christians.
Yeah.
Because they were his inner circle.
Wow. Shit, I didn't know that. That's fascinating.
I had to turn a bunch of them as sources, and at first I thought, what do I got in common? How do I talk to these guys? They're fucking Christians. Like you talk to them about Jesus. You know?
Did you find that they were fairly easy to turn in that regard and you could get them to talk?
Yeah. I mean, because think about this. They're Christians.
Yeah. So
they're not born to hate you.
Yeah.
They're born to like be nice to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. Mission-wise within Iraq, I know you said you hit a lot of the deck of cards, high-value targets. Were there any missions that were way outside the scope of what you would consider a typical, which I know is kind of a oxymoron, a typical special operations mission, but I mean an assault, a raid. I mean, did you guys do anything that was just like way the fuck outside the bounds that stands out?
All the time.
Yeah. Is there...
All the time. And I tell you this, during the Saddam days when no one knew what the fuck was going on, like that was fucking daily.
Yeah. Can you give us some examples of?
Man, I mean, all kinds of shit. One of the guys, I don't know, we walked up to the house. It's one of the high deck of cards. I don't remember which one it was, but it's like, I can't tell you how many like kings and fucking aces and, I think my squadron had but anyway, we walk up on the house and there's like literally I'm coming from one side, my team, and another guy's coming from the other side. And there's a guy sitting there with his AK, just like sitting next to him as security. And like, really, we just walked up, snatched it from him, fucking went in the house. Another guy, we shotgun breached the house, one shotgun round, boom, door comes open. And like we were like, we just kind of took this dude's family hostage till he turned himself in. And it took like 36 hours.
Wow.
Like I'm going to tell you, the fucking shit we did to capture Saddam was straight up, someone needs to write a book about it.
Yeah, like fucking mob style.
Fucking crazy shit. Yeah. Crazy shit.
Did you guys ever come across some crazy shit inside the house that was abnormal, like any weird shit?
No one really opposed us in the house. You'd be crazy to do that. It's over so fucking quick. Not really, but like crazy shit is like they pull up all the tile and there's 155 rounds under the floor waiting on you.
Shit. Wow.
Yeah, that shit happens from time to time. But I would say, look, here's the way I see it. And I used to tell my guys this all the time. If we're going to fire one time to date, we need to be ready to kill this whole fucking village, everybody in it, everybody here, so we walk away. The reality is we can probably make sure that doesn't happen tonight by not firing that shot and fucking trying to sort out these problems one by one. And then I would say the war was irregular till Zarqawi because that's the first military, guy that we had to militarily go after.
So you saw a significant shift once Zarqawi took over in terms of the opposition you were facing?
Fuck yeah.
It's a lot more fierce?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Did it seem like it was more difficult for you guys at that point?
Well, it went from someone had a Saddam sighting in Baghdad. We have to go to this house. And then We got 12 males in the house. Let's look at these guys. Oh, 12 guys with Saddam mustaches is what we fucking got here. It could be a fucking Saddam's fucking convention. Yeah. Oh, what you don't know, that was the most popular look in fucking Iraq. You know what I mean? Like, so like there's some fucking weird shit in the beginning of the war that you couldn't have accounted for or even seen coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Zarqawi, man, we created that market on foreign fighters and they came to die like you read about and we were willing to give it to them.
Yeah. Were you guys doing a lot of the sensitive site exploitation post target, or did other people?
All of it. We do our own shit.
And were there certain pieces of information that you came across that were exceptionally alarming, like anything that stood out as being abnormal?
Man, like I raided a fucking place in Afghanistan and they had like London, Paris phone numbers in their fucking shitty phone that I didn't want to touch. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, fucking all the time. Like, you know, fucking George Bush propaganda looking like the devil or, you were always, there was always like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Kind of shit. Yeah. Always.
Was there from a foreign fighter standpoint, were they all from kind of the usual suspect areas, or were there any huge surprises of guys with nationalities that you would not have expected?
Nah, well, I mean, look, you got your fucking jihad Johnny motherfuckers out there, right? But other than that, no, it's what you think. Yemen, Saudi, like
Morocco.
Yeah.
You hear about like the Chechenian component. Did you guys run into any of that?
In Afghanistan, ton of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, best soldiers out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you kind of speak to that of why?
They were great. So because fucking savages are dumb, and these guys like clean and oiled their gun, and like when you'd come up on their positions, the machine gun would be ready to rock and roll. Like, not like, well, it doesn't even work. They don't know that. They're just out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was always like skill task level 1 soldier shit they were good at.
Yeah. Tactically, did they seem pretty sound?
Yeah, they're pretty good. We killed a ton of them in Battle of Tora Bora. And I sniped some.
Yeah. What did you have a preferred sniper rifle?
McMillan 50 cal.
No shit.
Yeah, that was my team sniper rifle.
So you smoked a bunch of Chechens with a 50 cal?
I mean, you can't get there from here. You can't get there from here, but they didn't shoot at us anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha. The round-wise, are there like, I mean, I know there's a few different rounds that you can use with that 50 cal, but was there one that you would always use from a sniper standpoint?
Give me that ammo. It's a 50 cal. Who gives a fuck? Yeah.
Doesn't even matter. It's a fucking dummy round. Yeah.
Who cares if it's plastic? Here, get in front of this thing, kid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like with the Gustav, even the dummy round and the Gustav will fucking slay people, you know. Yeah. But wow. All right, so going back to Iraq, as it kind of built up in Zarqawi now, you'd say we created him basically, right? Once that happened, did that shift your guys' types of missions, or did it just kind of more singularly focus them in on trying to capture him?
Man, it just made the big machine what the machine is today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it went from this is a shit show daily and we don't know what the fuck's going to go on here to like, we know what the fuck is going to go on here. We're going to go do it night after night until this guy's dead.
Yeah. And was it Delta that ended up capturing him or killing him? Yeah. Were you part of that? Or
I was out that day, yeah. I wasn't on that target. I was on like, I don't know how many different targets we hit that day, but it was a fucking record, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
I had like 35, 38, 17, 22. Yeah. You know, I had a list of fucking compounds to hit. And then the Rangers had their list. And then like, and it was a closeout sale.
Yeah. Did you have a primary that you carried like all that was always the same in Iraq? Was it an M4?
Most of the time I carried an M4, but I've carried all kinds of guns through my career. Why? Because I could carry any gun I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did you have a favorite?
I think one of my favorite rifles was the first Shorty SR-25K. So it was a 14.5-inch SR-25, AR-10, 308, 760, whatever you want to call it.
And would you say you carried that quite a bit?
I got an air medal with 37 VIs with that rifle.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Can you share any of those stories?
Yeah, like it's a lot of them, man. We did that fucking nightly. Like, let's go.
I'd love to hear one if you.
A lot of them are, like a guy runs and just like surrenders to the darkness when he realizes the helicopter. You know what I mean? A lot of it, the guy runs and he's like, and the helicopter's like, you know what I mean? And finally the guy's like, put his hands up. But like, sometimes they get spicy. It depends, right? And it all depends on angles, shit like that. But.
Yeah. Did you guys? From a vehicle standpoint, did you ever have ones that were a real motherfucker to get, that they were good at evasive moves, or
no?
You got no problem at all.
I'll fuck you up.
Yeah,
like let's go.
Yeah, and you always.
There's nothing you can do. I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean it's
go for it.
Yeah, you're in a helicopter versus a vehicle.
Go for it. You're done.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have any where you would do kind of a vehicle interdiction where you don't shoot, where you actually, force them to pull over and
fucking L ambush, man, all the time. Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah.
You got to be ready for anything, and then look, I'd tell you this is like, everybody thinks, and this is maybe a Navy SEAL and an SF mindset. Why? Because I was SF leadership too, but everyone thinks you got to shoot it out on every one of these missions. Yo, it's simple math, and this is what makes the unit so effective. The less bullets come my way, the less chance I got of getting fucked up. So the goal is to pull this off well, so no one's got to shoot. And I think that's what people miss. Like, everyone's looking for these fucking gunfights. But when this goes well, there won't be a gunfight because we collapsed on you so fucking quick. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And the truth is like, and you can't tell the world this, because without the gunfight, or so-and-so got a Medal of Honor, they fucked it up. I'm telling you, I did it right hundreds of times. I'll tell you what right looks like. So it's like all these, like, there had to be a gunfight. Like, no, we do this right. You know what I mean? And I'll show you how to do it right. And we could pull this off time and time again. You know what I mean? And I think people miss that with a lot of this stuff. It's like, look, I'm going to have to do this 10 times tonight. You think I want one fool popping off, let alone everybody?
Yeah.
No, like, so you're going to have to get smarter a lot quicker. And I believe, like, this is the younger guy, right? This is I call it the soft enemy concept. You're fucking shooting goat herders in Afghanistan. Like, you don't know that the fucking Zarqawi network, they're going to have interlocking fucking sectors of fire here tonight. Are you ready for that? You want to walk up on that? Like, so I just see this all the time. And I would tell you, man, the more you get this right, the less you got to shoot, the more missions you can pull off.
Yeah. I love the way that you put that, man. It's, and I agree. Like, it's,
and I'd also tell you this, with that mantra, I've never had a guy under my direct leadership get a fucking Purple Heart or worse.
Oh, wow.
Not even one guy. Never even had a guy injured.
Oh, shit.
I can't tell you, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I heard Tom Spooner say he had 1,000 fucking raids. Like, if Tom does, I got about that. You know what I mean? Like, because I was with Tom, so, like, I don't know how many I got, but there's a way to win this, and there's a pattern to winning, and we could set this up right now.
Yeah. Would you say the entire unit had that same mentality? Yeah, because if you take, look, it's fucking all fun and games till you start taking fire. You can't control none of that. Yeah. Did how would, I mean, from the longevity standpoint of the whole Iraq campaign that you guys took part of, do you know how many Delta guys ended up being lost?
Fuck, I don't know. No clue. I know my squadron, it took 10 years for us to put a name on a wall.
Oh, shit.
And I'm going to tell you this, we fucking hit more targets and killed more people than the other squadrons, and they don't like to admit it.
Yeah. Do you think
especially back then?
Yeah. Did the other squadrons have that same mentality, or was that more unique?
Man. And it's always been the big brother mentality. This fucking, I don't know, I call it the soft enemy concept. It's what we see today. It drives the fucking internet and the bullshit you see on the internet. Look at these guys, they're so fucking cool. Like, I wouldn't take those guys to go jerk off on fucking guard duty. You know what I mean?
Can you delve deeper into the soft enemy concept?
Yeah. We ain't seen a hard enemy in a long time. So like, okay, so for example, I'll pick on Navy SEALs. A Navy SEAL takes a house naked with a wheel gun and he walks in backwards. That motherfucker's going to be out there on the Instagram teaching that shit next week. It don't make it right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I say is the soft enemy concept. We've been fighting goat herders for fucking decades and I fucking banging our chest like we're fucking men. And the truth is the rest of the world, fucking China went hypersonic while we were killing fucking goat herders. Like we took our eye off the prize because our egos needed to be stroked.
Yeah. It's for sure I wouldn't even say it's an unpopular opinion. It's just one that, you don't hear people talk much about, but I don't disagree with it at all. And I would ask, I guess, would you say that the Chechen contingent was the hardest enemy of the Iraq and Afghanistan campaigns?
I would say the Zarqawi network was definitely the hardest, which then became ISIS, which is now fucking probably whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How would you compare them to, say, Russia or China, soldier-wise?
First off, I think all them soldiers suck.
Do you think there's anybody that we're at odds with, even if we're not at war with, but maybe from an ally standpoint, we're not aligned with them, that you would consider a hard enemy?
No.
None of them?
No.
So there's no country that you're worried about at this point?
Not soldier-wise, no. American soldier, dollar for dollar, will fucking crush anybody. I mean, regular army guys could kill Wagner Group guys in fucking Syria because they have a radio and Wagner Group doesn't, you know?
Yeah. Looking back at your entire career and looking at how Afghanistan drew down, looking at how Iraq drew down and ISIS took over and how the Taliban, took back over in Afghanistan, watching that take place, did that resonate with you in a super negative way? Did you think?
No, fucking bitch, read the fine print. What do you think it said in the fine print when we went in that motherfucker? This is where bitches go to die. Like, I knew the day I stepped foot in Afghanistan, this is the way it was going to end. I am not shocked, like, at all.
Did it bother you?
Fuck no.
No?
Well, fucking let them crash them helicopters. Let's fight them fucking gun trucks for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me, and I'm not shocked.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with Iraq. Same thing.
Yeah. Like, when have we done any of that well? I'm not shocked. I'm a realist.
Yeah. I mean, to me, World War II, I think, was a good example and probably the last example of and I'm not saying it went perfect, but if you look at kind of the total sum of how things panned out, if you look at Germany and Japan and our involvement and how everything transpired since then, it seems like it was better than not doing anything. I wouldn't say that about, well, maybe Vietnam, probably not, but for sure not anywhere since then.
I agree.
Yeah. From a kind of a big picture political standpoint, what is your take on our, not involvement, but our threat level from China, Russia, on a big picture scale at this point?
It's fucking real, man. There's people every day want to ruin every fucking thing we have.
Yeah.
That's real. There's evil people on the planet that do fucking bad shit to people on a fucking daily basis.
Yeah.
That's fucking real. And I don't think the world's getting any fucking nicer from here.
Yeah. From a Iraq and Afghanistan standpoint, I know you said you don't give a shit, how it panned out and what took place afterwards. Is there any part of you that looks back as it was a waste for us to do that? Like, do you think we should have not?
Fucking complete waste.
Yeah. Like
both of them.
We shouldn't have gone to either of them.
Fuck no. Had the time of my life there, but like Saddam kept Iran in check, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think strategically they helped the world at all. I don't think we're fucking better neighbors for freeing the shit out of all these motherfuckers who didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be 100-year parade in Baghdad for the American soldier like there's a fucking 80th D-Day.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
With no illusions here.
Yeah.
No illusions.
With Afghanistan, I guess, to me, and I don't pretend to have the right answer. To me, like post 9/11, like I 100% feel like we should have done something, right? Like in my opinion, you can't do nothing when that happens. Do you have an opinion, a perspective on if it would have been up to you, how you think it should have gone, or how you wish it would have gone in terms of what we did afterwards and then get the fuck out or not? Or
Man, I would say this. We had 20 fucking years. We should have built fucking schools and educated everyone in those schools to fucking like us. We could have had a generation of motherfuckers that liked us.
Yeah.
And we fucked that up.
Yeah.
I mean, we did a lot of shit over there, but we don't really like explain to people what we're about. We'll fucking jam democracy down your throat, even though like, look what the fuck goes on here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but we're going to jam that shit down your throat. So like, I think sometimes we're not good neighbors. And I think, how do we expect people to understand what the fuck we're doing when like they don't fucking understand like life, cell phones,
or even what they're doing? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you just got your first truck ever.
Yeah. Would you have stayed there for the entire 20 years if it was up to you that we did, and just spent more time building schools? And
No. Fuck them people, man. Fuck that place. Fuck them people. They don't want to help nobody. Look, it's obvious what they want. The men of the land want to control the women and everything. It's what the fucking Muslim religion is about.
So would you have...
You can't prevent it. You can't anything. There's nothing we could have done.
Yeah. Would you have gone in the way that we did and then just gotten right out afterwards, or what do you think?
Fuck, I don't know, man. I mean, I definitely would have gave Mullah Omar 48 hours to give up bin Laden, because Mullah Omar said before he died, if you'd have gave me a few more hours, I'd have gave them to you.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have been here.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild. It's wild to think that something that small could have made that big of a difference.
Well, I mean, this is what it's like, fucking making good decisions. You know what I mean? Like, not only a good decision for now, but like 6, 7, 10, 20 years from now.
Yeah. From a career standpoint, at what point did you decide I've had enough and it's time for me to go?
20 years.
Was it because it was, okay, I can retire now and I'm going to get out, or was there, there was nothing bigger to it than that? It was just, okay, I've done 20, I can retire, and that's it.
I was done.
Yeah.
It's time.
Did you feel like, was there any part of you that wanted to stay, or just
and
like,
be Army management? Not even a fucking little bit.
Yeah. How many years were you in just like a strictly management type of role?
Just as a sergeant major, like my last 3 or whatever.
Okay. And as a sergeant major, is that of the squadron or the entire unit?
No, I was on the staff. I was the money sergeant major.
So pretty much exactly what you don't want to be
as
Army messing with.
As Army management, and then I didn't want to do that no more.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have any problems with it? I mean, or you just hated doing it?
I just hated it. It sucked.
Yeah.
You know how they say everyone has like a rank they're good at? I wasn't good at a sergeant major because I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I just wanted that retirement check.
Yeah. What was the last year that you were kicking doors in or actually doing shit?
Probably 2006. And then from then on, as a sergeant major, I just kind of like tagged along with people.
Did you still get some good shit as a sergeant major?
Man, I could go with the Rangers. I could go with because I was a unit guy. I could go with anybody on their mission. You know what I mean? And everybody wanted me to tag along in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Were there any missions at that point as a sergeant major that you went on where you were just totally mixing it up?
Man, the Rangers were always just mixing it up. It was great to just be in the back, like when that shit happens, you get, if you're just tagging along as a sergeant major, just stay in the back and let the boys work. But at least you get to watch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If something bad happens, someone ran into me, you know what I mean. They'd be like, "Dang, that one sergeant major in the back, fuck that dude up," you know. But basically, you just tag along. They're doing the work at that point.
Yeah,
it's not your job to be that mixing it up.
Yeah.
You know?
There were times where even as a sergeant major, you did though.
What do you mean?
Like drawing your gun and actually fucking drawing down on people.
You want me to draw my gun, you better fucking come with it. You know what I mean? Other than that, I'm just tagging along.
Yeah. The 06 time frame, were you in the triangle, the Sunni triangle,
where they knocked the helicopters down?
In Ramadi and Fallujah, did you spend much time there?
Yeah, Yusufia, yep, all of them.
Yeah. Did one spot stand out as being shittier than the rest, or was it all just about the same?
I'll tell you, one of the things I never was unnerving a little to me was in Yusufia, they were knocking down a Black Hawk a day. You know what I mean? Like there was a time that was that triangle, Yusufia, and then we'd go in at night on helicopters to go figure out who shot down the helicopter during the day. You know what I mean? Like conceptually, this is what we're doing here. You know what I mean? When I say it like that, the boss is like, it's not like that. No, it is like that, right? But that was always a little unnerving to me.
Yeah. Thinking of kind of looking back on your life and as you decided to get out, what was the goal for kind of the next steps? Like as you were getting out, like what did you want to do? Are you doing that, or was there?
Fuck, man, I wanted to grow Fabio hair and surf, have a 6-pack. You know what I mean? Like I'd have other dudes tell me how dreamy I was. You know what I mean?
That's a
like,
big part of it.
That's what I thought it was gonna be like. Yeah.
But lo and behold,
it was like painkillers and fat guy shit on the couch. You know what I mean?
Did you have any run-in with that of feeling lost, not knowing what you wanted to do and struggling?
Fuck, I've had every fucking PTSD symptom there is, man.
Yeah.
I just found a fucking strategy to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, when I drive, I forget where I'm driving. You heard guys say that?
I mean, I've heard a lot of stuff.
Yo, take your MCT oil, bitch. You know what I mean? Feed your brain. You know what I mean? Like, so I've had every symptom. I've been angry. I've had all of it, only to fucking separate it out one by one, start weeding these bitches out. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. Is that something you did internally? Is it something you?
Yeah, internally.
Like you never did therapy or anything for?
Yeah. No, I don't fucking need therapy. I mean, look, if we're going to fucking lick a frog's ass, I say, let's fucking, it's for party only. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 50 years old. I got nothing to lose if I did cocaine with Rick James right now. You know? You know what I mean? It could be a good time. Like, so like, I've had to sort it all out only to fucking come to grips with all of it.
Have there been any things that you've struggled with?
All of it. I struggled with alcohol. I struggled with fucking killing addiction, with sex addiction. I don't know, man. I've struggled with it all, just like everybody. I've had massive fucking struggles.
Yeah. Are any of them still issues for you, or do you feel like
it's all issues for you every day, man? Look here. Look, just because people might have issues or had issues or sorting through issues, the problem is most guys think they're like one fucking chapter in a book and they're stuck in the asshole chapter. And then like what you don't know is like, whoa, there's going to be more. You can't just have the asshole chapter be fucking 700 pages of this bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At some point, like there needs to be a mid plot point or fucking, I don't know. You write books. You fucking tell me. You know what I mean? Look at it. You got a stack of books, but here's what I'm telling you. As long as you don't treat yourself like you're one fucking chapter, man, you're going to be all right.
Yeah. What chapter are you in right now?
Man, I'm in the fucking crush that bucket list chapter, I think. Yeah.
Can you walk us through the bucket list?
Oh, man. Well, I don't know. I don't really have a list. I'm more like a coyote, a bucket list. I see that good bait, I'm going to go in there and get me a bite. You know what I mean?
So like, that's the pop-up bucket list.
It could happen at any time. I don't know. I need to be ready for this.
Yeah.
But like, I want to skydive all 7 continents. I think I already got a few. I think I got Africa. I got North America, South America. What else I got? I jumped in Europe, Australia. Like, I don't know. You know, you do fuck. I don't know the count. You know, hey, maybe someone out there can help me. Yeah. But I think I only need like Antarctica and maybe Asia.
Yeah.
To get all 7, but I would happily do all 7 at one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What else do I want to do? I want to win a Worlds.
Yeah.
At Jits.
What organization do you compete in?
Fuck, I don't know. Like, fucking throw one at me. Let's go do this. Someone wants this fresh meat.
Yeah. Gi or no gi?
Fuck, I don't care.
No,
Let's go.
One.
Like, I don't know. Like, I never really did formal jiu-jitsu training till like recently, right? In the unit, we have a dojo. We fight every day. You don't get belts or nothing. You're just down there learning moves and shit. Like, that's what I did. So like, I kind of don't know nothing about it, but I want a world champion on as a title. Sounds, I could wear that well. You know what I mean?
Well, you'd be what, Masters 5 or 6?
Yeah.
You're 50?
Yeah. Well, okay. I do want to win at Master 1 through 6. You know what I mean? Like, I'll backtrack a little bit.
Well, age-wise, you'd be restricted to, I think, 30 to 34 or 5 is one. I mean, it depends on the organization, but I mean, I'm 45, and like I would be in Masters 5.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think that's where I am too.
Yeah.
But if I had to do a Masters 1 or something, I'm taking that shit.
Yeah, or like some sort of open where it's
yeah. And hey, give me another year, and I'll I don't give a fuck what your age is. Let's go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. You're on the road a lot, right? Like almost nonstop. Mm-hmm. How do you balance training? Are you doing drop-ins at gyms all over the place?
Fucking drop-ins, baby. Yeah. Come get this neck. I'm out there, people. You see me. I'm in your dojos.
Yeah. Do you try to network like where you go, or you just like fucking Google Maps, like, oh, there's a gym here, I'm going to fucking drop in?
So I done Google Maps. I done some networking. You know, sometimes networking is like, hey, there's a dojo in this town, and it's like an hour from here. You know what I mean? And then sometimes that networking's been like, that's like 2 miles from where I am. You're sure I can just go there, right? So, but like, I'm dropping in. I'm trying it. I'm living it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have a home gym?
Yeah, Gracie. Shout out Gracie Raleigh.
Yeah. That's where you live now, is Raleigh still?
Yeah, Raleigh, yeah. And then, so I've probably been in Phoenix and Waco now more than I've been at Gracie Raleigh this year.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn. When you're training at home, do you have a preference, gi, no gi, or just do whatever the fuck?
So I like gi.
Yeah.
I think competition should be gi. I think jiu-jitsu, when I think of jiu-jitsu, is with gi.
Yeah.
I think no gi, you should be eating knees and punches as well. But I also think no gi is like great fucking training for gi.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just like, so I love doing it. I love training it. But like I don't really see it like the world sees it as a sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I like going like, and like guys choking me. Fuck, man, I love all of it.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I mean, I train multiple days a week and have for years. And I mean, to me, it's for sure, a component that balances me out. And if I don't do it, like, it doesn't take long of not doing it before I realize I need to go do it, mentally.
Yeah. Well, I can't go every day either.
Same here.
I'm a every other day guy, aches and pains.
Oh, yeah.
I'm older. I'm being careful.
I'm right there with you. So yeah, I'm right there with you. And I don't know if you run into this. I certainly do. When if it's an open mat or a big group class, guys I've not trained with before, it's I have a hard time ego wise of still being smart. When there's a guy, if he's, I can tell he's, 10 plus years younger, he was a fucking wrestler, whatever. Yeah. Like, and it's just like, there's certain things that like, I'm just not going to let go. Do you struggle with that?
Let go of what? What we got to let go of?
Like, if it's kind of like, sometimes it'll turn into a dick measuring contest of strength.
Yeah.
Do you ever struggle with that?
Yeah. This happens to me in these dojos all the time. People duck me. People come at my neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I love all of it. Like, I say, bring it. Don't bring it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I had, there's a guy named Steve in the Waco dojo. No gi, right? Like, man, he spammed me with 10 guillotines. I was probably good on about 8 of them. And then the 9th one, like, I just didn't give a fuck. And my head popped out, luckily. And then the 10th one, he got it. You know what I mean? Like, and then he got up and he was like, I got a rep to uphold. I was like, rep or not, I get the next round, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Dude, yeah, I see that. There's also a lot of politics in jiu-jitsu in the dojos, and I just stay clear of that. Look, you come for this neck and you get my neck or arm, I'm like, fucking great job, man. Yeah. But I do, with the younger guys, have to be careful. Like, I feel like at times I'm as strong, but I feel like my joints aren't as durable.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah. So I have to be careful as well.
To me, I find myself like thinking of that Toby Keith song, like that I'm as good as I want.
One time.
Yeah. It's like, I for one round, I'll fucking, but after that, it's like, I'm not going to do 4 more in a row back to back, and I can't do it tomorrow or tonight's class. And like, I can't do it. Yeah. Like, or I will be fucking crippled for 3 days afterwards.
Hey, real talk. You're good for one round. I like, real talk, minute 30. I will fucking dominate you. You know what I mean? And then by the 5-minute mark, the only trash out here is my fucking game. You know what I mean? Like,
it's fucking brilliant.
But I think it's an Army thing. Like in Iraq, I had a win right now.
Yeah.
So I'm always like in these like initial scrambles. Yeah. I'm always on top. I'm always winning that. And then as time goes and I wear down because my cardio kind of sucks because I'm kind of old. Like this is where the young kids just fucking start to gain on me.
Well, that, and it's come so far too. When you think about like back in the late 90s, early 2000s, from a technique standpoint, like now that there's the internet, there's online fucking everything, there's YouTube, and there like the wealth of information is so immediate and so vast. Yeah. That it's like, now I think a lot of people always like to think like, oh, it's the old school was the good old days or whatever. Like I think like with most professional sports, like the athletes now would crush fucking the guys 20 years ago.
I don't know about that.
I think so.
I look at it this way a little bit. I've been in a few camps this year where like De La Riva, De La Riva. Yeah. Okay. I don't think De La Riva had happened yet when I learned this. Yeah. And we just called this butterfly guard with hooks. Right? So I'm with Cyborg in Miami, and he's like, De La Riva. I'm like, I don't know what a De La Riva is. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he showed me, and then I was like, oh, hey, coach, I don't think that fight happened yet when I learned this. And he's like, what will you call this? So I was like, butterfly guard with hooks. And he was like, yes, this is what we used to call this, right? But like, so like sometimes I feel like there was always those moves, and people are rediscovering them, or it happens in a match, and then it's the whatever move. Yeah. So I feel like there's some of that. But I think the biggest thing, this is what I think about guys these days. Long time ago, like they were training you to take a punch, to slip a punch. Now it's a skill, and I think there's a difference between someone who is highly skilled, right, and someone who is like mentally a fucking champion.
For sure.
And I think that's kind of the gap today. I think there's a lot of people out there with skill, but I think there's few people that are out there with the Hicks and Gracie, I'm gonna fucking murder you mind.
Well, no, I agree completely. I guess just from a skill standpoint, like the caliber of athlete is so much higher now.
Hey, once we said that in '96, after my first jiu-jitsu lesson, it was like, as soon as kids in prior to high school start doing this as a sport, America's going to take this shit over. Yeah, and they have. Right? And then, the first time I met Hoist, my bosses were like, you need to learn how to punch better. You know what I mean? Because, we're not going to the ground with your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, even watching, fairly recently, I watched the original UFC that Hoist won. And kind of similarly, I found myself thinking, man, we've come a long way from a sports standpoint. I don't think he would do that well in an MMA fight now. I think he'd get fucking murdered if you could transplant time machine-wise him. He would get fucking clowned, frankly.
Yeah, I agree.
Dudes are so well-rounded.
But I would tell you this, if you fought the IBJJ Worlds, Master 5 black belt, and he was in that division.
Oh, you get fucking murdered.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, for me, absolutely. But like the top guys, it just like, it seems like the caliber is so much higher nowadays.
I agree with that. I think the skill has gone up. I think, kids are doing it. I mean, a buddy of mine's daughter's 12 and like she's shooting with me and doing jujitsu. Yeah. So is his son who's 10. Like I didn't have those options as a kid.
Same here. I mean, I've got 2 kids and they've spent years doing wrestling and jujitsu and stuff too. They're both girls, but
doesn't matter.
But which to me is even more important, frankly.
Well, it's confidence. It's building that core.
Yeah. It's really, really cool to see. If we could move into what you're doing now and the different clients that you have and kind of your mantra now in terms of training, you talk a lot about mindset and the importance of it. Can you kind of elaborate on how you build that into your training programs and how you get that point across to your students, especially if they don't have a military background or have never seen anything like
I think what I do these days is let's just not do anything fucking stupid today, right?
Step one.
Like having said that, you know what I mean? And then like, how many fucking 20-hour days did we have doing the same fucking thing? You actually think you were better at the end of the day? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm more these days like, let's not do anything stupid. Let's control our downside. Like what's the bad here, and let's control that, and then let's just do it perfectly, right? Like, and then what I found over the time is, if I could get you to do something with a firearm perfect 10 times, the 11th's going to be closer to perfect than the 10,000 round model where we're just fucking zinging them, Yeah.
Do you come across a common misconception that civilians have about tactical training?
Yeah, the biggest misconception I come across at shooting is the world thinks the average shooter in the average police department is a 5 out of 10, right? And then I would say this is like a 2 or 3.
Yeah. For police.
Everybody, the average person is a 2 or 3. The average cop is a 2 or 3. The average Army kid is a 2 or 3.
Yeah. How do you address that if you bring people in that are overly confident? Do you humble them, or do you let the process do it?
I just take the video, I show them the video, I'll give you some best practices. As soon as you apply, you'll be hitting the fucking middle of the target like everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, in my 1 day basic pistol class, or I don't even know what the fuck it's called. Call it whatever the fuck. I'll call it basic fucking white girl, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, but hey, in the 1 day class, I will discuss with probably, if I had 8 guys or 10 guys, I'll be discussing with 4 or 5 about stacking rounds, touching all their bullets together today.
Yeah.
And it's a 46 round protocol.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, the fucking video. It's called Evidence in Court. And as soon as you realize you look like fucking Barney Fife, we can fucking fix this. You know what I mean? Yeah. The problem is ego is going to prevent you from fucking looking at the video or you showing me your video, because I'm going to fucking crumple it up like paper and start over.
Yeah. So S.O.B. Tactical has a pretty distinct identity and philosophy from the outside looking in. Can you talk about what it is?
Man, look, basics, right? What made the unit good through all those years was the basics done quicker and better than anyone else. It wasn't because they got more money. It's not because they wear fucking different camouflage. I'm not even going to say better. I'm just going to say fucking different. You know what I mean? It's not because they can grow a fucking beard. Like, none of that shit matters. What matters is every one of those motherfuckers understands it's not the fucking arrow, it's the Indian, and they're fine tuning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I'm an efficiency expert. Most guys, I don't make them fast. I just make them so efficient. It's faster than anyone they know immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're to take somebody that has some training experience and they came to you and said, hey, I want to be a good shot.
Yeah.
Is there a ballpark of, I need this amount of time with you to get you to where I would consider you?
Absolutely. 46 rounds.
No shit.
Yeah, I'll get you in a 3-inch circle. And if you know a little bit and you actually listen to me, I'll get all rounds touching in one day. And you can shoot as fast as you want. The fucking bullets are still going to go to the same fucking place.
I mean, is there a way to describe how you accomplish that in such a short time?
Yeah, focus, deliberate focus, and making the unnoticeable noticeable. Most people don't have the sights the whole time. The average guy shoots 10 rounds, has like, yeah, I see the sights really good like 3 times. Well, how about we make that bitch fucking 11? What do you think happens then, fucking genius? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Is there a like a mantra you find yourself repeating during training a lot?
Yeah, fucking slow down. Right? The brain's got 2 speeds, super fast or super fucking slow. And what makes you is the super slow part, right? Slow down, and when the slow part can do it perfect, the fast part will pick these habits up as perfect, and then when the time comes, it'll be as fucking perfect as possible.
So is it safe to assume then in your blocks of training, you're walking them through super, super slow and deliberately having them shoot and participate in a really intentionally slow manner?
Yep.
First.
And slow's a relative term.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you might be in a class when I'm telling guys to go slow, and their slow don't look like slow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what they're doing is slow is a relative term. Slow is the speed which you can do it all perfectly. And the more you get this as habit, the quicker that gets, right? So slow is I use it as a relevant term. And we're not doing slow motion shit. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I'll get out the fucking timer and I'll cut your time down by fucking half, or I can probably tell you before I even watch how much time I could save you.
Yeah. This just popped in my head. I'm curious. We were talking about EDCs earlier. Do you have a preferred carry round?
Yeah, any
round?
115 grain ball.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be hollow point.
I shoot vehicles at police departments for fucking science all the time.
Yeah.
Regular 115 grain ball does it just as good on fucking vehicles as anything else.
Yeah.
Fucking bullets and vehicles are reliably unreliable.
Yeah. In terms of shooting into a vehicle.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I've only seen one bullet do better than anything else on vehicles, and that's that fucking
Is it that Hornady?
extreme Lehigh extreme penetrators.
Oh, really?
It looks like a Phillips screwdriver. That shit zips through cars.
Yeah.
But all the bonded round, all the government rounds, all the fucking everything, I'll be fucking shooting my 115 grain fucking training ammo, and it'll do just as good.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it purely marketing, you think?
Purely marketing. Hey, I'll tell you, I tell guys this all the time. When ISIS took Iraq, they didn't have one hollow point.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. Outside of shooting vehicles, is the preference or the emphasis on ball or efficacy into vehicles, is that more of a police thing, or is that something that you even are concerned about?
Man, I'm not, for me personally, I ain't concerned about shit. You know what I mean? I got this. I don't even need a gun. I fucking got this. You know what I mean?
But I mean, like from a carrying standpoint, is the emphasis on how well it does in a vehicle for a specific reason?
There's no such thing as stopping power.
Yeah.
Myth. There's only shot placement.
Yeah.
That is all.
I mean, I agree with you 100%. To me, you get into this a lot with people, especially if they've never been in a gunfight in their life, and it's like, well, I want a 45, 230 grain 45 hollow point because stopping power, and it's like,
you'll miss the first round.
Well, but
you'll miss the second round, and someone with a 9mm could have hit you 5 times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, the other thing, like the simplest way I look at it is, if the rounds aren't going where they need to go, it doesn't matter what caliber they are.
Don't.
But on the transverse, if they're going where they need to be, it also doesn't matter what caliber they are. Correct. So you could use a fucking 22. I mean, statistically, in FBI lethality statistics, 22s kill
100.
more people.
100.
Yeah. So like, I don't
100.
get how there's such a debate when you look at the data.
If Glock made a Glock 48 size gun that held like 30 22 longs, I'd be carrying that bitch.
Yeah.
I just pepper you down. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the 5.7 is a great gun in that same respect.
As a pistol round, it's great.
Yeah. So that makes me curious, I guess. On active duty, did you always carry the same secondary, or did you change that out a fair bit?
Man, we used to do 1911s, and then through the war years, most of the time I just did a G19.
Yeah.
In that holster I showed you earlier.
Yeah, that's awesome. As you've gotten out, is there anything that stands out as being the most challenging going from the military to being a civilian?
Man, tons of challenging shit. You know what I mean? Like the civilian, we're after the fucking war years. Like civilian world is dog shit. Like no one gives a fuck about nobody. Ain't no one counting on nobody. Like, so I figured, I don't know. I didn't figure, but after the war years, I just realized like there's fucking nothing. You're on your own. Do your own shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Has something challenged you personally the most about being out?
Fuck, man, I get challenged fucking daily, man. I mean, just being a veteran who's probably seen more than most. Fucking, if that doesn't challenge me daily, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
But I'm challenged daily. I'm fucking rising to the occasion. I'm fucking falling. I laugh. I cry. I fucking love it. I hate it. Like, just like everybody else, man. And and that's why I would tell anybody, like most days, like that's why I do jujitsu and I fucking work out. Like, find what you like, do a lot of it.
Yeah, I hear you 100%. I have a couple of questions that are kind of Patreon exclusive questions. Some of them I've already asked throughout the interview, so I'm not going to re-ask them. What advice or tips would you give other veterans who are transitioning out?
Out of the military, what would I tell them? First off, I would tell anybody, I don't know, like, no combat these days, you know what I mean? People are kind of soft, so I don't know what the fuck the world does now, but you know what I mean? I don't fucking know, you know what I mean? Like, fucking people are gender fluid these days. I don't fucking know. I was a don't ask, don't tell sergeant major, and the first thing I'd have fucking said to you when you came in my office all fucking puffy, I'd have been like, stop right there. You can't fucking tell me. It's against Army regulations. You can't fucking tell me. Don't worry about me asking, Doug. I'm not going there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great. Do you have an all-time favorite gun?
I think that Shorty SR-25.
Yeah. Do you have one personally?
It's at Kevin Brittingham house from Q. He owns it.
Yeah.
Trey Knight gave it to him.
Oh, no shit. Damn,
I'm
cool.
angling on it. I'm angling on it. What's up, Kevin?
I'm
angling on you.
Do they not make them anymore?
They make a different version.
Oh, okay. If you can have one weapon, this is more of a, not even necessarily you, maybe, but if you would recommend one weapon for home defense, what would it be?
Yeah, I would tell most people these days, right, go get one of them fucking PCCs. What is that? The pistol caliber car, them 9mm Glock mag, ARs. First and foremost, you could shoot it. Fucking anyone can shoot it. It's got almost no recoil. You suppress it. It ain't loud at all. Throw a laser on it. Even your wife could pump 10 rounds into somebody from the hip. You know what I mean?
100%. And same thing, like caliber wise. Something like
fucking 115 grain ball. Why are we doing anything else? You know what I mean?
Would you advise against even say like a 410 shotgun?
Shotguns are bullshit. Well, fucking one round. You know what I mean? Like, you got one chance. You better make this fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want 30 chances.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got the tube with 4 or 5 other rounds in it, I guess, but you're still sticking with the pistol for home defense.
PCC, yeah. And the reason I don't say pistol is because you can hand hold it. And it's just easier to hold, easier to aim.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, here in Texas, I don't know how it is in North Carolina, but like you can buy those, they're technically called pistols, but I mean, even in AR rounds, I mean, you can get 300 blackout pistols that, have this weird arm brace thing that you can absolutely shoulder, but in fact, SIG has that cane brake rattler. That's a pretty cool little gun. But if you could give one target hardening strategy for home security, what would it be?
For your house? fucking early warning, as much early warning as possible. I know a fucking Nextdoor app is bullshit, and I know the comments are fucking laughable, but you'll know if there's shit going on in your neighborhood with all them fucking Karens before anyone else. Driveway monitors, driveway sensors, know when someone crosses onto your property as soon as they're on your property.
Yeah.
Early warning.
Yeah. Which I think kind of answers this next question. What's the biggest deterrent to home invasion that folks can most easily implement in their homes? Fucking
fur missile.
Yeah.
Fucking fur missile.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, like, you don't even need a dog. My brother's doorbell is like, it's not a doorbell, it's a big dog barking. Yeah. Like, it's like ding dong. You're, and like the first time I hit it, I was like, "Oh, you got a big dog?" He's like, "No, it's a doorbell." Like, what the fuck? But the reality is like that fucking big dog bark.
Yeah,
that'll get fucking people going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What advice would you give young people aspiring to join the military?
Yeah, fucking go. Ditch the internet. Ditch your fucking friends. Get the fuck out of your house. Get away from your parents and go find out what you're about, people. You know what I mean? Like, don't wait. Just go. You know what I mean? You don't need all the answers.
Do you share concerns about where the military is at and where they're headed?
I do not.
Really?
Yeah. Fucking no.
No concerns?
When we had fucking shit before World War II, people thought the same fucking thing.
That it was a joke, or what do you mean?
We wouldn't be ready for World War II. The Army was a joke. Like,
I gotcha.
It was like nothing. You know what I mean? It happens every time there's no war. It's a fucking ebb and flow.
I guess from a standards, an internal standard standpoint, though, do you not think or not agree, I guess, with, well, say my position, that the military has changed quite a bit in the last, say, 10 years?
Yeah, I'd say it's changed, but I think a lot of it's for the better. Like, I don't care if the drone kid weighs 400 pounds. You know what I mean? If he's the motherfucker that knows how to do that shit, I don't care. He don't got to run nowhere. You know what I mean? So, you know, we came from a mindset where everyone's got to be fit and lean. And, like, I think that's just an older mindset to where, like, I don't care if the chubby kid flies that drone. You know what I mean? Now, you're in the line troops. Kind of got to be fit. There needs to be a standard for that. But all other jobs in the Army, that shit should be 9 to 5 like shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you were a lawyer, it should be like 9 to 5 shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, the Army's got what, fucking 200 jobs or fucking who knows? But if you're not a direct, you know, war troop, I think the standard should be super lax.
Really?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You're just support, man. Who cares? Like, and then I'll tell you, man, during the war years, we needed as many fucking bodies as possible. Like, there's just not enough bodies to run the fucking war. And the only time Iraq was safe is when there was like 250,000 Joes. There's a fucking tank under every overpass. Like, you know what I mean? So war requires bodies. And then at times, like, I don't care who those bodies are.
So even in that same kind of DEI angle that our society seems to have.
What's that? What's a DEI?
The diversity, equity, inclusion, like saying our military needs to be at least X percentage this ethnicity, or we need this many trans.
It's fucking volunteers. You know what I mean? Like,
so if they volunteer, you don't give a shit what?
Fuck, who cares?
Yeah, you don't care?
It's a fucking America. Let's go, baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's a land of opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you know, for me, I can see, for sure, see both sides to it. And that I think from a personal constitution standpoint, I think people that take better care of themselves, you're generally going to get better results out of. You know, from a, you know, if you live a principled life, right, in terms of how, you know, the importance you put on taking care of yourself, the importance you take on, or you put on taking care of things, of ensuring that things are done correctly, that things are held to a higher standard, that can certainly run away from you the same way it can go the other way. Like, I think there's a happy medium with standards. I don't disagree that, you know, the military needs people, and if it's not a combat role, could you relax those standards? Yes. But I do still think that, you know, from a principle standpoint, like the type of people that I would want in charge of certain things, like there's got to be a certain level of internal personal impulse control and discipline that I think that they should just fucking have. I really do. You know, like I don't think it should be a free for all. Now, granted, you don't need to be a special operations level caliber in terms of your physical prowess and your ability to stay disciplined in any fucking environment. But I do think that there has to be something. You know, I don't think it can just be like, yeah, I don't give a fuck who you are, what you pretend to be, what you do on your off time. Like none of that matters. Like to me, some of it matters. Like or I would say, I think it at least matters to an extent. But that's how I feel about it. But
I think you're going to work at a place where you're the only one there.
me?
Yeah.
Well, I already do because I own my own business.
Hey-yo. I was right then.
Well, I mean, like, for me, I would say, you know, I have a number of employees and kind of similarly, like I'm not putting them through a PT test. Like we'll use, you know, my podcast producer, like physically, like I don't need to know that he can handle himself. The guy that's, you know, in charge of 30 retired special operations and military working dogs, there's a certain caliber physically that fucking guy and everybody that works in my kennel facility that they have to have, you know. I agree with that. But, you know, even with him, like there's certain things where, you know, if it's on time and being disciplined with certain things about themselves, like for me, I want that in people that are going to work for me, you know, again, to a certain extent, and it's going to depend on what they do and how they do it. But I mean, again, that's my opinion. I certainly respect yours, and I don't think that they're that far off either. No, but
I'm saying the same thing. I mean, look, everybody, like, you're in special forces or you're a ranger, like all the rangers need to meet the ranger standards. But it's like, oh, really? Everyone's going to meet the ranger standards? Yeah. How are you going to fill them intel slots, kids? You know what I mean? Yeah. How are you going to fill the supply kid slot? Because the kid who joins to be a supply kid in the Army wasn't thinking he was going to join for them ranger standards. Yeah. So I kind of think, like, with a lot of those jobs, like, I don't know, I think they could relook a lot of shit, and I think they could be smarter in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? And now I'm for expectation management. If you're in the infantry, you want to be a paratrooper. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, get them sit-ups cranking, boys, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, I agree. So do you have any opinion or perspective on the push to try to get women into certain special operations units?
Yeah, I look at it this way, man. Yo, hike up them panties, ladies, and meet that standard, and I'm all for it.
If you can meet the standard.
Hey, you met what I met? Fucking high five, you know what I mean? But don't be manipulating shit, you know? Like, and then if I was the girl and I was in that situation, I wouldn't want the fucking easy pass either, you know what I mean? Like, but hey, I say this all the time, no one here has bad intent. Yeah. Right. And that's why I think it should be expectation management. This is the standard. You want to be here? Boom. There it is. Yeah. You make it, high five. Like, yeah. And I think everyone respects that.
No, I agree. Yeah. I mean, I think by making accommodations, it's like an underhanded sexism or racism component to it. Like if you're going to say, like, well, you can't meet this standard, so we're going to change it for you. Like, how is that not what you're accusing of everybody else of, you know, like, but, all right. So S.O.B. Tactical, do you give a shit how you're remembered legacy wise?
No, man, no. Hopefully the funniest commando you ever met. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure you're in the running. No
thanks, man. Thanks.
Do you have any plans for S.O.B. Tactical? Like, do you have this is where I would like to get, or you're just doing it as long as it's fun and...
Fuck, man, we're doing it. You know what I mean? I didn't think I'd make it this fucking far. Hell, I didn't even think I'd be 30 years old. I'm a fucking guy with a white beard. You know what I mean? Like, so we're out here doing it. You know, we're just kind of grinding it every day. I mean, look, you know, it is what it is. I'm a small business. We have fun, and I think that's kind of just good enough for me. You know?
Yeah. Is there a goal with it? You want to take it to a certain point?
I mean, I don't know. Sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so
I want to have fun. Look, I want two things, right? I think as an entrepreneur or as a business guy, when you read the business books, they always say, cut away the hard customers so you have more time for the easy customers. You know what I mean? Like, we do a lot of easy shit. It just works out, like, all the time, you know? So I think that's just kind of good enough for me. You know, I travel. I think the big thing for me is I like teaching people to shoot, and I like what I do, even though I say it's like 3% of everything I know. I like what I do, right? And I like doing it the way I do it. But like, I don't identify as that. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I want to be in the dojo talking shit. I want someone trying to pop my head off this afternoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though it's not what I do or teach.
Sure. Well, I guess I look at it as like in jiu-jitsu, you have a pretty definitive identified goal. Like you want to be a world champion at whatever, like whatever division or weight, whatever. That's a very tangible, I can see that. That's right. I'm A, that's B. I'm trying to get from A to B. I was just curious, like, is there a goal like that business-wise that you have that you want to offer something or get to a certain...
I don't know, no, because, like, I don't know enough about business to know about business goals. Yeah. But, yeah, we just been having fun with it, man. And then, like, we're really easy to deal with. So, yeah, as long as we keep treating people like people, I'm happy with it.
Yeah. I love it. What all do you guys offer, and where can people find you?
Yeah, so the website is sobtactical.com, Sheriff of Baghdad. What do? I have an app, hundreds of videos on the app. It kind of explains where I'm coming from. The app is a lot of video-based stuff, like what I've seen, and I put out these best practices that I've seen over time based off the video diagnostics. I do training. I do private training, corporations. I do all kinds of training. Just hit me. I'm pretty easy. We sell gear. I sell a couple products that I always kind of wanted. And then when I teach a class, we would make them. And then finally, the girl that had my assistant was like, hey, you should just make these, right? And then so she kind of ran with the store and like so. And then we just sell those couple products that I always made or wanted,
Yeah. What's the app called?
S.O.B. TV, baby. Right. Yeah, we're on iTunes.
Yeah, fuck. Well, hey, shit. If that's not an indicator that you've made it, I don't know what is.
And Google Play, yeah. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, how does it get any better?
Although I don't understand nothing about the Google Play Store, but
I am curious. The last question I want to ask, because it's been a recurring theme and other people asking to have it asked. How did you get the moniker Sheriff of Baghdad?
Yeah, man. So we were getting ready to deploy. I've had other nicknames, nothing that really stuck.
Shrek, right?
Yeah, Shrek is what stuck. But before then, I had other nicknames, and I really didn't have a nickname. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I guess I'm hard to nickname. I don't know. But I kind of never really had a call sign. So we're getting ready to deploy. I think it was to Afghanistan, and someone put like a pallet behind the door or something. And it's like, who the fuck would drop this here? We're trying to get in and out. Yeah. Like, this is ridiculous, right? So someone had to go get like the bucket loader to move the pallet. And then finally I was thinking, man, I bet I could fucking slide this thing across the ground. I bet I could push this thing out of the way with like just a couple good pushes, So I go over there like, I'm not doing anything else. Like, you know what I mean? I could just stand here and do nothing, or I could try to make this better, No shit, I fucking pushed that thing out of the way, and I was with another guy, and he was like, ha 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 ha. That's how he laughed, by the way. He was like, ha 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 ha. He's like, you're like a fucking ogre, ha 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 ha. He goes, you know what? You're like fucking Shrek. And then like, yeah, someone comes up like, hey, move the pallet. He's like, fucking Shrek over here, move the pallet. And then I called another guy I worked with like a couple weeks later, and his youngest son was like, fucking 6 or 8, answers the phone. I'm like, hey, go get your dad. He's like, who's this? I'm like, it's John. He's like, who? I call this dude all the time. You know what I mean? Go get your dad. Quit playing. You know what I mean? And he's like, who is this? And then he asked me like fucking 5 times. And then finally I was like, it's Shrek. And he was like, oh, hey, Shrek, daddy, daddy. You know what I mean? Like, and that's when I knew like, even it's the stuck. Little kids, it's Shrek. Yeah. It's stuck. And then like, it is what it is. Yeah. I guess it could be worse.
Oh, for sure. So where did Sheriff of Baghdad come in?
Yeah, so when I was a sergeant major, like I was the money sergeant major, I didn't do much. I worked out like 8 hours out of the day. Yeah. Why? Because, you can't tell me when I can or can't go to the gym as the sergeant major.
Yeah.
So I'll just hide out there most of the day. You know what I mean? I'll just get jacked, right? Yeah. So the guy that I thumbed up, the super funny guy, he was the crisis action planner or some shit in the embassy in Baghdad during the war, made a killing, and like, there's a war going on. The embassy ain't doing shit. You know what I mean? So like, he didn't do shit. There's a war going on.
Yeah.
So his job was just like, he just was awake for a few hours a day, like literally. So when he hired on with us, he was like, hey, Sergeant Major, I made these T-shirts when I was working in Baghdad. Like, I got a bunch of them, probably your size, double, triple X's. Like, you want them? I'm like, yeah, bring them in, because we always just wear whatever for PT and jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like, you just wear whatever you want, right? So I was like, I'll wear them for fitness, you know, for sure, right? Like, bring them in. So he brought them in, and it had the Baghdad embassy logo, and on the back it said Sheriff, and it said of Baghdad underneath, and then there was fine print, and it said serving strategic policy, one citizen at a time. And no one in the State Department would wear one of those shirts he made. Awesome. So he's like, I got a ton of these. So like there's like brown and yellow or green and yellow, and I'd wear them to like jiu-jitsu. I'd wear it to like shoot, because I was just ruining them anyway. And then guys are like, oh man, you were here you're that Sheriff of Baghdad guy. I'd be like, yeah, how do you know? Like, oh, you were here last week. I seen that shirt. And I was like, yeah, that was me, right? And then when I kind of, you know, like when you retire, you don't know, like, but you need to be a business so you don't just get raped by tax.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine's like, he's a business guy. So I was like, hey, like, how do I do this? What do I need to do? And he was like, well, I'll tell you what. The funniest thing I ever heard is people calling you the Sheriff of Baghdad. If that ain't your business name, I don't know what the fuck it should be. Yeah. And I'm like, you noted, Sheriff of Baghdad. So
plus it's S.O.B. I mean, how do you?
The S.O.B. Yeah. Even my mom didn't mind it that much. You know what I mean?
So that's great. That's awesome. I did lie. There is one more question from Garrett, one of our patrons, and I'm curious. He said, "What was the time you were the most feared or worried while in combat?"
I'm gonna say this: flying on the fucking Pakistani Mi-17s. Like when I was in Pakistan, like we used to have to get on the motherfucking helicopters, man. You know what I mean? Like, Pakistani helicopters, fucking terrifying, all at the same time. Like, look, let me loose in a village with a couple magazines. Like, I'll probably shoot my way out of this and be just fine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Crash land from 1,000 feet up in this piece of shit. Fucking, I'll beat the paramedics by 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like fucking fireball.
Was it Pakistanis flying them also? Mm-hmm. Oh God. Why did they put you guys in those? Was that or nothing?
I was a Pakistani special forces guy.
Oh no shit! Like blending in. Can you talk about that?
I was a Pakistani special forces guy. What more do you want me to say? Like,
how did that happen?
I had my own company and like we did shit, but getting on that helicopter is fucking scary as fuck.
So you were the sole white guy, or you were all pretending to be?
Well, there was a couple of us.
So so a few of you guys and then a bunch of...
No, but I was a major in the Pakistani Special Forces. Yeah.
Was that something you guys came up with?
I don't know who came up with it, but I fucking lived that shit. I don't know I don't know where it came from, but I lived that shit. You know what I mean? I didn't even think of where it came from.
I mean, it sounds like one of those things that wouldn't even be admitted to or sanctioned by the U.S. government. Does it fall into that category?
Fucking fine, no. Yeah. Like, I ain't asking no questions. You know what I mean? I did a ton of shit I'm not asking about.
Yeah. I guess, I'm always curious, do they talk to you about that kind of shit? I know we're going off the rails here a little bit, but whatever.
No, man, look, I told you it was like, in the beginning, it was just like, fuck, we're trying to just make this shit happen. Like, what the fuck? You know, where can we stick a couple guys? Can we affect change anywhere? Let's go. Like,
but I guess, like from an accountability standpoint, that if you guys get caught, we don't know shit about it. Is it one of those kind of things?
Well, you better not know shit. You get your fucking dick cut off stuff in your mouth. Yeah. I told you, I don't want that ever.
But I mean, like would your higher ups say, like, if you guys get caught, like, you're doing this on your own kind of thing? Or is it like?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of like anywhere in Afghanistan. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if you get caught, you're truly on your own anyway, right? Yeah. Anywhere you are.
Yeah. I guess just from whether or not that they would claim that you guys were actually doing that or not, or if it was, like the position of the United States government.
I don't know what their position is. I give a shit.
They probably don't know.
I don't fucking know. They don't know. I don't give a shit. Like, and I wasn't asking no question, because if it ruins me doing this shit today, I'm not going to say shit. But at the same time, fucking Pakistani helicopters, fucking frightening.
Oh, I can't even fucking imagine.
Oh, and the gate in the green zone was frightening from time to time.
Yeah, man. Fucking wild. Anything else that you want to share or bring up or mention before we?
I'm good. I'm good.
Is there anything that I didn't ask you that I should have?
Fuck if I know, man. We talked about a ton of shit today.
Yeah.
So
all right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed it. I sure enjoyed having you on, and we do have a parting gift. This particular gift in the black box is actually pretty special and unique. I want to thank John Johnston in California. He's a huge supporter of the show. Champion Choice Silver is who makes this, but he actually had it made specifically for you. So,
shit! What is this?
I hope you like it.
First off, silver's a nice touch. Oh my God!
Yeah. So if you wouldn't mind showing it to the camera, this is specific to the unit you were with. Now you can put on your shit kickers and now rep the brand. But,
first off, a combat Delta Force patch.
Yeah.
Fucking, what do they call these? Dinner plate buckles? If I ain't going to be the coolest fucking cowboy in Texas, I don't know who the fuck is. You know what I mean? Okay. I'm going to need a belt for this.
We got you covered.
I mean?
Got you covered.
I'm going to, I'm be shit kicking the fuck out of this bitch. Hey, you know where I need to be wearing this?
Do you guys have like a ball like the fucking Marines do, or?
Man, I don't do that shit. I've never been in that. I went to the prom. I called it the prom. I did that shit once. I thought it was stupid then. I never went back. Yeah. I don't think I would do it now either. Yeah. But I do go out drinking in a kilt. Yeah. Like this this would look good on the front of my kilt, man.
Awesome.
Like,
hey,
John
Johnston. Yeah.
John Johnston. This thing is fucking beautiful. Thank you. And thanks for this, man. I appreciate it. And like, what did I get you? A prison wallet sticker. You know what I mean? You make me feel like shit now.
No, we got all kinds of gear and
greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thank you for coming. Thanks to John and Champion Choice Silver. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. For the Patreon folks, got some of your questions in here, and we've got some other content that will be on Patreon of him talking about some of his shooting stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure did. To me, he's a walking legend, honestly. I mean, you may try to argue with that, but I mean, there are a few guys that have done the amount of shit that you've done, and to me, it's an honor to be able to interview you and have you here. So thank you for coming. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, you can choke yourself. And until next time, this is Mic Drop.